It's the Orioles on Masson on a sunny afternoon in Cleveland, Ohio. It's the Orioles and the Indians at Progressive Field today, the finale of this three-game weekend series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us as we have a game here today. Dueling objectives. The Indians are trying to stay hot. They're looking to complete the three-game sweep. The Orioles, on the other hand, looking to salvage a game in the series before continuing their road trip in Chicago. And a real intriguing matchup today on the mound as the future will be displayed in the present. We have a couple of young pitchers here who are big parts of these teams' futures, and they are dueling this afternoon. Kevin Gausman, just 23 years old in his second season. He has been pitching very well in his last four starts, 2-1 with a very good ERA. Danny Salazar, just 24 years old, also in his second season. He comes back from the minor leagues today. His last four starts with the Indians, 3-1, again with a very impressive ERA. And Jim Palmer, one thing about these two guys, you know they're going to bring it. They both have fire.
Well, they do. And, you know, Gausman's average fastball, I mean, he can get all the way to 99, but right around 95. Actually, Salazar's a little bit higher. The other thing, he has that power slider, where Gausman has the splitter as his secondary pitch of choice. But at the end of the day, we know the Orioles hit home runs. They haven't hit any home runs in this series. The one thing, again, if you're Danny Salazar, what you want to continue is the fact that in the last six starts, their starters have given up 3 earned runs. And Kevin Gausman, we were talking about it. I talked to him before the game. I said, you know what? The great thing about playing at the major league level, you get to go out there on a beautiful day because the rain looks like it's gone and compete. And that's what he wants to do. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to keep the ball club in the game. Hopefully the Orioles will hit some home runs and good things will happen.
So today it's the finale here as the O's try to salvage one in this three-game series. We're coming back to Progressive Field. Lineups and first pitch are next. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. Well, rain here this morning, but now nice sunny skies. The finale of this series and the season series between the Orioles and the Indians. And Jim, so far the Indians have had the better of it. They've won 4 of the 6.
Well, they have, and it kind of goes along with what the Orioles, so good in their division at 31-19. But against the Central, it started early with the Tigers. They're 9-16, and the Indians have carried that theme. They've just outplayed them. They've outpitched them, and again in this series, 6 runs for the Indians last night, 2-1 in 11 innings. And again, I think the one thing that kind of shocks you is that the Indians can hit. I mean, they're almost identical as far as many runs scored per game. But in this series, they've done what they don't normally do, which is out homer the opposition. And they've done that 8-6. And here it's 4-0 in the first 2 games here in Cleveland.
Well, it has turned into a beautiful day here. Here's our Train game time temperature. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local Train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. 69 degrees. The wind's out of the north-northeast at 8. And that humidity on the rise at 76%. Partly cloudy skies. The sun is out at the moment. So the finale here of 3. And here is the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Nick Markakis in the leadoff spot, riding an 8-game hitting streak. Pierce is at first, then Jones. Cruz will DH. Delman Young is at left field. Hardy at short. Chris Davis back at third base today. Then Nick Hundley and Jonathan Schoop.
Take a look at Danny Salazar. We told you about how good the starters have been. The last 6 games, 3 earned runs, and that's in about, 37 innings. Though, again, another plus fastball. We saw that from Carrasco last night. He hit 98. Kluber was 95, 96, and then recent success. Even though his last start, he's very much like Kevin Gausman, where they both have great stuff, but they also have options. So up and down. His last start was in AAA. They bring him back to pitch against the Orioles. It could have been T.J. House. The Orioles have some better numbers against lefties, so they bring the powerful right-hander. And, fastball, slider, changeup. And, again, maybe he can get a little bit wild, but he can strike you out with the best of them.
And Buck Showalter is going with the trends here. Righties hit better against them than lefties. So both Pierce and Young get starts. Only 2 left-handed bats in the lineup, Nick Markakis and Chris Davis.
Yeah, and yesterday we saw David Lowe play because lefties hit Carrasco, even though the Orioles would only get 4 hits, with Markakis getting 2 of those last night. It doesn't always mean it's going to work, but you do want to get your matchups. Probably the biggest matchup is what the Orioles have to as they get ready to play the next 6 games in Chicago, 3 night games, 3 day games. Start playing not only better on Sunday when they're 8-11, but start winning in the daytime where they're 17-22. Need to change that today.
Nick comes in tied for 3rd in the league in base hits. He has 148, and he is creeping closer and closer to Boog on the all-time list. And we are underway, and there's a fastball for a strike.
Yeah, the other thing is that he's not a pronounced ground ball pitcher like Carrasco and Kluber. Carrasco was 2-1. Kluber even better than that. So Orioles hopefully will get some balls where they can drive them.
Up the middle, and Ramirez is right there. And Markakis is out. One away here in the Oriole first.
Take a look at the Indians defense. I mean, over the course of the season, they've made the most errors. But Bourne is back off the disabled list with a hamstring. So Brantley, Bourne, Dickerson, who made a fine running play last night. And then around the infield with Cabrera now playing second base for the Nationals. Chisenhall, Ramirez, Kipnis, who had some DL problems with the oblique. Santana made a big play on Friday night, and then Yan Gomes has really done a nice job for him, not only in this series, but over the course of the year.
Steve Pierce playing at first base today takes high. Buck said before the game when asked why the extra righties against Salazar, of course, the split suggests this is the way you should go, and Buck doesn't miss anything. But he said he wanted to get Pierce back in there so he could stay sharp. Same with Delman Young, who will play in left field again.
Well, if you start looking again when they go to Chicago, they're going to see 2 left-handers if the White Sox send Sales and Quintana to the mound. So the split's 318 versus 245 by the lefties. More home runs, 8-2 right-handers versus left-handers. So you just hope that. But again, those numbers don't reflect maybe the last 4 starts where Salazar's won 3 out of 4 with a very low ERA.
Well, and what the Orioles need, Jim, is they need Steve Pierce to get hot again for a month there, maybe 5-week stretch. It seemed like they couldn't get him out. This ball is well hit to center field. Bourne is over, and he runs it down. So 2 men down. Yeah,
this is a big enough ballpark unless you hit the ball down the lines. Or unless you really hit one like Carlos Santana, hit it about 422 feet, where you can pitch to center field and get a lot of outs. And we've seen that. I'm not saying the Orioles have really nailed balls, because that would be not telling the truth. What balls they have hit in the air and what line drives seem to be kind of at people. Haven't been a lot of them. And that's how good the Cleveland pitching. 1 run in 20 innings coming in.
Yeah, you would expect a breakout day for the Birds. Here's Adam Jones. Adam having a tremendous all-around year. See his batting average at 282. He is 8th in base hits with 140. He is tied for 8th in home runs with those 23. And he's now 10th in RBIs with 75. And speaking of home runs, how about this, Jim? The Orioles have 7 hitters with at least 10 home runs, tied with the Tigers for most in the American League and second in the major leagues. Cruz, Jones, Davis, Machado, Pierce, Scope, and Markakis each have at least 10 home runs.
Yeah,
and that's balanced.
And they lost their all-star catcher, Matt Wieters, to Tommy John surgery. So could certainly throw another one in there if he was healthy. His normal years, somewhere 23 to 25 home runs.
Yeah, he had 5 when he
he was off to a fabulous start, especially hitting left-handed.
Adam is 0 for 9 in the series.
But the other thing is if you look at the numbers against the Indians, pretty good batting average, 296 over the course of which will be 7 games. But they've kept him in the ballpark.
Right field for Dickerson, who backs up on it. Ball tends to carry out that way, and Jones is retired, and Danny Salazar has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Kevin Gausman goes to work for the O's. To welcome everybody watching today, Masson on WJZ, Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer at Progressive Field as the Orioles look to salvage the finale here. Here's the Indians lineup: Bourne, Ramirez, and Brantley, Santana, Kipnis, and Gomes, Chisenhall, Walters, and Dickerson. Same lineup as last night. Chisenhall, very good career numbers against the Orioles.
And take a look at Kevin Gausman. You can see, again, a very young pitcher at 23. 2 years ago, he was at LSU. #1 draft choice. So the breaking ball, he only throws 7% of the time. So again, the secondary pitch favors the changeup. Fastball right around 95, slider at about 82. And then you start looking, when you look at whiffs, the highest percentage is with the changeup. So the key today, strike one. I mean, his splits, and we'll kind of get as the game progresses, really hasn't been that hit that hard. But if he gets ahead, the numbers go down dramatically, and that's what he wants to do. But the other thing is, this is a real good fastball hitting team because they have a lot of young guys on their team. So you just want to not only get ahead, but you want to make quality pitches early in the count and then use the changeup.
All right, now he has the changeup, but he also uses his splitter as the changeup. Yeah. Where would he go with either one? In what count? Or
if you get ahead, then he wants to stay around the knees. I mean, he's a much more effective pitcher when he gets ahead at the kneecaps. And then he's able to ride the ball. The ball in the middle of the plate is the one that gets hit hard, even though the velocity is good, because you're hitting off 95. Now he can go, and we've seen him go all the way up into the upper 90s. And I would imagine with the fast gun here, he'll start out low, and usually as the game progresses, a little bit like Chris Tillman in that sense. All of a sudden, he may hit 100 today because this gun, as I mentioned, is a little bit fast. We've seen him hit 99.
Down and in, 2-1 on Michael Bourne.
But again, you have to understand how young he is. So again, there's always, I always thought, you're not anxious, but there's some apprehension. It's the second time he's pitched here, but hasn't pitched here since last year. pitched in relief. So you just hope that he relaxes, he goes out, already seen Salazar, who's had a little more experience, go out there, shut him down. He wants to do the same thing and kind of get into the flow of the game.
Well, Kevin has been the pitcher who has been on that shuttle this year. He has been sent down and called back 5 different times this year between the Orioles and AAA. And that is an adjustment. And the one thing about Kevin, Jimmy, has a tremendous attitude about that. He understands it's just part of the process. If you have options, the team is rightly willing to go ahead and use those options.
Yeah, and again with Bourne, he didn't want to go at 3-2. I mean, he's 8 for 18 this year. Scored 4 runs against the Orioles. And the other thing he's done, he's got on base over 50% of the time. So this is what he does. I mean, the overall year for Michael Bourne, because of the hamstring problems, hasn't been glowing. You look at the numbers, hadn't stolen that many bases, 7 out of 10. Before last year, he had 5 straight 40 or more coming out of the National League.
And it's low ball 4, and there's a leadoff walk. So just as last night's game began, when Ubaldo Jimenez walked the leadoff man, then walked the second man. The leadoff man here in the first.
So take a look, and this is what we're talking about. You just can't throw strike 1, but if he gets ahead, it goes all the way down to 195. If he gets behind, 1-0. After that, I mean, that could be, the next pitch or the 2-1, 3-1. That's why sometimes when you're young and you have good stuff, that 2-2 pitch is so critical. You didn't want, he missed by about, almost 2 feet. You want to, use your stuff. More for the middle of the plate. Probably not going to go there.
Ramirez fouls it back. Now, why would the number be so high on the first pitch of an at-bat? Does that suggest he's predictable?
Well, he is predictable. I mean, he's young. Why would he? He's not going to be starting. First of all, his slider here, as we showed you, it's 81. It should probably be 85, 86. That's a secondary pitch. That's a work in progress. And doesn't throw it very much, so they're looking fastball. He's trying to get ahead, and sometimes you throw too many balls in the middle of the plate.
And a bunt. It's a good one. Hundley has to hurry, and he fires to first, appears to get him. So there's the 8th sacrifice for Jose Ramirez, who's playing in his 31st game.
Yeah, and the intent is to get it down, not only to get the runner on, but this is a bunt for a base hit. I mean, it looks like he's giving himself up, but with his speed, and because Cabrera has been traded, I mean, he's your shortstop of the future, switch hitter, able to get it down. And then Hundley has to hurry. If it's maybe 2-3 feet to the left, could have been a base hit. He's got that kind of speed. And when you're playing well, and they have been, I mean, they've won 5 out of their last 6 games. Their pitching is in all cylinders. You think, well, this is really not that great a lineup, but they average the same amount of runs per game as the Orioles, even though the Orioles lead the world in home runs.
Here's the red-hot Michael Brantley. And the pitch taken low. Bourne may have distracted his hitter there as he was jumping off the bag and didn't go. But the pitch was down and in, and Brantley took it anyway.
Well, if he's going to steal third, coming off a hamstring problem, he better make it the way Brantley's hitting at 351. We saw that last night, hit a 2-run home run. He's a 357 hitter in the month of August with 3 of his 18 home runs, which is a career high.
Over but low, so 2-0 on Brantley, who's having a tremendous year. He is 4th in the league in batting. He is 7th in RBIs. He is tied for 3rd in base hits with Nick Markakis, 148. And he's 7th in RBIs. Just an all-around solid year for Michael Brantley.
Now you can see it coming. I mean, just the way he uses the whole field. He's a Nick Markakis with more power. He's very much like Nick, where if he becomes a pull hitter when you throw him breaking stuff. I would imagine, I mean, if you look at his power zone, you can see it's out over the plate, even though he will, as most hitters would do, when you get into the 2,000-3,000 at that range, you look for pitches inside half when you get into hitters counts. And again, the lineage is good because his dad was a major league player and a major league hitting instructor.
And the 3-0 is low ball 4, so 2 walks in the inning. The same scenario that the Indians had last night. 2 on and 1 down, both by walks for Carlos Santana, who's coming up.
Well, he's not trying to do it. I mean, Ubaldo Jimenez did not. He knows he's got to get ahead of people, and be able to pitch out of the zone once he does that. Kevin Gausman certainly doesn't have the same experience, but again, the result's been the same. And then you get Santana, who slow start this year, but the one thing he brings, I mean, he's a very aggressive hitter. From this side, he's hit 16 of his 21 home runs. We saw the home run last night. It was on a 2-strike pitch. It was up above the Indians on his uniform. It was almost to what, head high. And I mean, not only did he hit it 422 feet to dead center field. And all of a sudden it went from 0-0 in the first inning to 3-0, and that's not the way you want to start. So Santana, you got a young pitcher, he's wild. You know he's sitting on the fastball. And it doesn't really matter if you make a good pitch. And that's the kind of stuff that Kevin Gausman has.
Well, first and second, one down. Bourne still dancing out there at second base, and then it's down and in, 1-0.
Yeah, so he's trying to run that two-seamer down in a way, and of course there's a big difference when you've had 1,000 innings or been out there 30, 40, 50 times as a starting pitcher, and that's not the case with Kevin. So he's trying to learn on the go.
The difference between these two starters today, they both came into this game with exactly the same number of innings in the major leagues. Here's the 1-0 and a breaking ball for a strike. Both at 114 2/3. But the difference is Salazar signed when he was 16 years old out of the Dominican Republic. So he's been a pro since 2006. He pitched in 115 games in the minor leagues, including this year, while Kevin had very little minor league experience.
Yeah, what, about 45 innings the first year? But you hope that again, the college program at LSU accelerated his progress.
Bourne takes off, pitch is taken, throw to third, the tag, too late. And a double steal.
Yeah, well, you get to see 3 pitches or 2 pitches, so they time Kevin Gausman, and again, that's the inexperience factor. We saw him do it against Jimenez last night, so you can see the big jump. Like I said, you better make it, and he does.
Well, Michael Bourne, no one has more steals in the major league since 2008. That's number 288. However, as Jim mentioned, it's only his 8th on the year because of the hamstring problems.
Yeah, again, he's a Markakis has a much better on base percentage, but when he's healthy, he's a whole different player.
And the 2-1 is taken for a strike, 2-2. Good pitch on the inside corner.
Yeah, Santana's had the really good numbers against the Orioles. He's hit the most home runs, 2, driven in the most runs, 7, walked the most times, 8. And then you can throw that in there with a .389 batting average. But we've seen Kevin Gausman, and what he's hunting right here is, okay, second and third, maybe I can strike him out.
And the 2-2 is a little low, ball 3. Yeah, and the thing with Santana, he won't chase. No. Leads the league in walks. He has a real good idea of the strike zone.
And it's rare. Maybe this is why he does. If you look at Jason Kipnis waiting on deck, is that he's pretty selective even with 2 strikes. Even the best hitters usually expand a little bit.
Big pitch here for Gausman, 3-2. 2 in scoring position. And he popped him up. Davis coming in from third, battling the sun, and he's got it for the out. A huge out for Kevin Gausman.
Well, this is why he was your #1 draft choice, because he could get to 3-2. I mean, just think how, again, I mean, he didn't want to go 3-2, but he did. He threw him a fastball, but it had enough velocity, enough movement that one of your better hitters pops it up. And I think once you pitch long enough, why am I wasting all these walks and whatever? I go right at him because my stuff's that good, and he'll learn that. He'll learn a better slider, or he'll go to the curveball that he had in college. But what a big pitch that was. And then, of course, if he's able to get Kipnis out, all of a sudden the 2 walks go for naught. Totally different than last night's game.
Jason Kipnis, 6 home runs on the year. He is the Indians' regular second baseman.
And you can see from the glare, I mean, fly balls, pop-ups are not going to be routine because of the glare here in Cleveland.
Upstairs, 1-0. Terry Francona did exactly as he did last night. In fact, it's the exact same lineup, but you see the nice blue skies are creating a lot of glare here. He has 8 batters in the lineup that will bat left-handed.
The other numbers, about 27 points higher.
Foul
lefties versus righties. So let's take a look at our Chevrolet defense. Young, Jones, and Markakis. Davis will come across the diamond. He'll play third. Hardy, Scope, Pierce, and then the veteran Nick Hundley doing the catching.
A ball and a strike on Kipnis. Gausman trying to get out of this jam here. Second and third and 2 down. Inside, ball 2. The velocity increased 3 miles an hour in this inning already, but he doesn't have the consistent command of throwing strikes with it. Jim mentioned this is the second appearance for Kevin here in Cleveland. His last appearance was in relief, and he was tagged with a loss. And hit towards Scope. He'll backhand and fires to first, and Gausman gets out of it. Nicely done by Kevin Gausman. 2 walks and 2 left in scoring position. We head to the second, no score. Won $500 for being selected, and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game today. Play the Orioles scratch-off from the Maryland Lottery for your chance to be a contestant of the game. You could win a trip for 2 to see the 2014 World Series. Find out how. mdlottery.com/Orioles. Dave Wallace, the teaching never stops. Talking with Kevin Gausman on the bench.
Coach, I didn't really mean to throw 23 pitches, but I did get out.
I'm sure Dave's saying, you know that fastball you threw to Santana? Why don't you use that a little more? There's Nelson Cruz leading off.
Nothing like, it's funny. Salazar, as you mentioned, signed, 2006 power arm, similar to Gausman. Again, more experience, but you still got to get out there. I mean, that's, remember Terry Crowley talking about when he was with the Twins, and then he came to the Orioles, a hitting instructor, trying to compete with the Yankees, where their hitters had 4,000 or 5,000, and you're trying to teach bats, and you're trying to teach the young guys, that just getting to the big leagues, the Scopes, the Caleb Josephs, and so on, that this is the way you have to hit. And part of this whole process at the major league level is to have talent. Salazar has it, so does Gausman, and then figure out what you need to do to be successful. So you can see, again, this guy's got a big arm, explosive fastball, and then he's got a slider and changeup to go with it. And he's not that big. Carrasco was 6'3". Kluber's a big guy. It's 6'3", 6'4". But he's only about 6 feet tall.
2-2 to Cruz is fouled off. Nelly's got an 8-game hitting streak working. Well, I remember the Crow in talking hitting. He felt that it took 1,500 big league plate appearances before you figured out what kind of hitter you're going to be at this level. Having that talent to get you here, as you described, and then 1,500 at-bats later, you are who you are. And he got him on an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, well, that's his biggest strikeout pitch. Look at all the numbers. Hard slider, 86, fastball at 95. That's average. But here's the straight changeup. So, again, how do you sell the changeup? Arm speed. and he sells it pretty well.
Well, Salazar, without a doubt, a strikeout pitcher. That is his 70th on the year in 64 innings. And Delmon Young takes a strike. Delmon is 1 for his last 13. And he swings at the slider and misses, and it's 0-2. Well, you see the breakdown of his strikeouts to fly balls and groundouts. Pretty impressive.
Well, you like that you like that for young guys, especially if they'll throw it over because you can get out of jams. Strikeout's a big pitch, as long as you're not trying to do it. If you can go get them, in other words, you get a guy on third, and you need a strikeout or a pop up. Usually, good stuff will do that. Mickey Callaway, we've seen that with Carrasco. Carrasco was better out of the bullpen. Why? Because he was thinking about the 5th or 6th. So you try to change the mindset a little bit, and then all of a sudden guys get comfortable. They realize it's every pitch, it's every batter, and you just kind of move on.
All right, so how do you said seek a strikeout without trying for a strikeout?
Well, you seek it when you need it. Other than that, sometimes your stuff just plays so well. Right here, he may get Delmon Young to throw a changeup. I think the other way is also there are a lot of pitchers that sometimes want to show everybody what they have in the 1st or 2nd inning. Sometimes you don't need to do that. You react to how the hitters are reacting to you. You throw a guy a fastball, he's late, throw him another one. If he's late, throw him another one. You don't have to throw him all your pitches because then he gets to see them all. There's a changeup, and that's just a matter of this guy having a plus fastball. He established it, and then what do? He pulls the. Just imagine you're pulling down the window share. That's why they used to teach a changeup. Just imagine you're going over. Of course, you don't have Venetian blinds like they used to have, but that's the way you do it. You pull it down. That's what you do with your arm. Your arm speed stays the same. Put the ball back in your hand, and that sells the changeup.
There's J.J. Hardy, 2 outs, nobody on. And another strike. 5 in a row retired by Salazar to begin the game. J.J. is 2 out of 7 in the series. Having a good month of August. Orioles have been held now to 1 run in 21 2/3 innings in this series.
And if you look at the stuff from the pitchers, you can understand why. That's 95 on the outside corner.
Yeah, he is definitely a strikeout pitcher since the beginning of 2013. 10.52. Only Yu Darvish has a better strikeout per 9 innings ratio. Some pretty elite company on that list. Hardy to center field for Michael Bourne, shading his eyes at the sun, trying to get an angle.
And look at Dickerson come over to help him.
Well, 3 up, 3 down go the O's for a 2nd consecutive inning. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. No score. Tied for first. Oakland has lost 4 in a row, and the Angels got even, winning 4 in a row. Tigers yesterday beat the Mariners 4-2. David Price was outstanding, 8 strong innings. So the Mariners' 5-game winning streak comes to an end. And Derek Jeter had a 9th-inning game-winning single as Tampa Bay takes the loss to New York. So the Rays are now back a game below 500. So that wild card race, Jim, is very tight. And the Indians, even though they're 4.5 back and they have all those teams in front of them, they're feeling pretty good about it.
Well, at this time of the year, everybody knows what the charge is, and that is to win every time or as many times as you can. You know, for the Orioles with a pretty substantial lead in the American League East, they need to stay away from long losing streaks. That's why today's game is so important. As you mentioned, going into last night's game, they hadn't lost 2 games since what, June 28th or 2/29, 2 games in a row. So obviously, when's the last time they lost 3 in a row?
May 27th through the 30th when they had a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a long time ago. That is 68 games ago.
So a lot of things happened. Let Kershaw's 11-game winning streak. Braun and Gomez hit home runs, even though he went 9 innings, struck out 11, didn't walk anybody.
And he said he didn't pitch well.
Yeah. And then David Price, not only did he win, he beat Felix Hernandez. His, 16 straight games, 7 innings, 2 runs or less. That ended because he got hit with a ground ball left after 5.
Through the middle, Scope was there in the shift. Yeah. And Gomes is shaking his head again.
Well, they did it last night.
And thank you very much, swinging at the first pitch.
Yep. Well, again, I mean, this is part of the deal. If you throw strike 1, if you throw ball 1, are they going to swing at it? No, it's a ball. If you throw a strike, maybe you get it, put it in play.
Well, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Nice day to have a Miller Lite at the ball game.
To kind of, I guess, amplify your thought is that when you get out there often enough and you're around the game often enough, you shag in the outfield before the game. I mean, today they didn't hit because their tarp was on and it rained earlier, but you're watching guys taking batting practice. Guys are throwing 82, 83, 85 maybe. They know what's coming. Guys are hitting pop-ups, line drives at people. Yeah, they're hitting home runs. But once you realize that could be me, I could throw the first pitch down the middle with good movement, may try to get it out of the middle of the plate, and they could hit the first pitch at somebody or pop it up or ground out. And until you get out there often enough, unless you watch, and that's why when I look at Cleveland, they're pitching so well because they got one of the best pitchers in baseball, Corey Kluber, going out there and showing them the way. If I'm Kevin Gausman, I'm taking a look at how Tillman pitches. I'm aggressive, I use my pitches, but I throw strike 1 if I can.
Now back to it. Along those lines, it's interesting how you describe that. Yesterday, Zach Britton was sitting on one of those tall benches in the dugout before the pitchers went out to stretch, and he was watching the Indians take BP. And I asked him if he gains anything by watching the hitters. He said sometimes you can pick things up, but he said the one thing I learned by watching BP, they know what's coming and they still don't always square it up. And that's exactly what you're talking about. I mean, he was watching, he goes, watch this guy. BP pitcher lays it right in, hits the top of the screen, or it's a weak ground ball. So it is all about learning and trying to get as much information as you can.
Well, it's a game of observing and learning. That's what's so great about the ballpark. If you're a bullpenner guy, and Dom Cheedy or the late Elrod Hendricks used to have his guys, hey guys, we're going to be out there. Yeah, we're talking, we're telling stories, but we're watching the game. Right. And this bullpen does a good job of that.
And you saw Zach and Andrew Miller in front of him. 2-2 the count on Chisenhall, and he chased it. Down on strikes goes Chisenhall, and 2 away.
Yeah, there's the splitter change that just kind of tumbles away. Look at the movement on this pitch. I think that's going to be on the corner. It just keeps moving away and diving out of the strike zone. There's a little movement on that pitch for a strikeout.
And Chisenhall becomes the first strikeout for Kevin Gausman. Kevin averages 6.2 Ks per 9 innings. Here's Zach Walters, the young DH. Check swing and he went too far, says Ed Hickox.
I thought about it, but let 97 go by. And it's an easy 97. Not like he's on Nolan Ryan. Nothing against Nolan, who's in the Hall of Fame with 7 no-hitters. There's another changeup.
You mentioned that if you're Gausman, you should watch Tillman. Their windups are very similar. And that has to be the teaching in the organization. But you look at the way he looks for a sign. Tillman is almost exactly like that.
Well, again, you're trying to just concise your windup. Last year what Kevin did, he got in a bad habit of actually, instead of taking his left knee to his chest, he took his chest to his knee, and it changed his whole spine angle, and they changed that. Then all of a sudden, again, he pitched much better at the end of last season than the beginning. Had to make some mechanical adjustments. But when I had a chance to watch him throw all spring training, not all spring training, but a number of times. And this is the way a #1 draft choice is supposed to throw. Power arms. Again, just going to come up here and learn on the run, so to speak.
And a swing and a miss. A real solid inning for Kevin Gausman. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of Ks. Led to the third. O's coming up, no score. Ball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. Downtown Cleveland. Hey, that's the street we walked up to the ballpark yesterday. And O's fans in attendance. A lot of Orioles fans in town. Easy drive from Baltimore. Kevin Gausman with Joe Hogarty on the bench. More O's fans. They're everywhere. And here's Chris Davis. First ball swinging deep left field. Back it goes. It is off the wall. And it's in play. Davis is trying for 2. Here's the throw. It is off the bag, and Davis is in. Risky play, but he made it.
Well, the play's in front of you, so at least you know, even though it was almost like a crash landing, as he tries to get to the inside of the base. He knows which side because he can see the throw. It's coming right off the wall. Brantley's got a pretty good arm. Kind of gets the ball up in the air. So it's like Ramirez has to just kind of dive it. And then right here, I have to go outside. And
got it. Yeah, Brantley's got 11 assists.
Well, he turned around and played it off the wall. Knew he couldn't get to it. Like you do at Fenway.
So Davis goes with it the opposite way. Breaks his 0 for his last 11.
Yeah, we like that. Because that's one of his strengths, hitting the ball the other way.
Hundley will take a strike.
So you have to, you must
get him to third.
Get him to third or in. It's not like you're giving yourself up, but the approach is, I'm going to try to look for something till I get the 2 strikes and shoot it into right field. Santana, made a great play on Friday night. Pretty active first baseman, but he's back. There's
inside.
Yeah. Not that if you were maybe a regular, not a catcher, you might think, I might even push one down the first base side. But whatever you need to do, you just kind of want to make Scope a better hitter.
And he goes that way. Caught by Kipnis, and there's a double play. Oh, my goodness. Doing exactly what he wanted to do, and Kipnis makes a great grab.
Well, we saw 2 double plays in the first 2 innings. Flaherty hit a screamer up the middle, and it wasn't like this. Kipnis just went to his right, speared it and tagged the base right here. Really, he's not right around 6 feet tall, but pretty good leaping ability there. And that's kind of the way it's going here. When you do get the doubles, you saw Joseph do it. They weren't able to get him over, but certainly the attempt to do it just got unlucky.
And Jonathan Schoop will take an outside corner called strike. Jonathan 1 out of 6 in the series. So the rally short-circuited just like that.
Well, sometimes you're lucky in this game. And Salazar, he throws a double, throws a line drive. Looks like it's going into right center field for a base hit. Next thing you know, he's got 2 outs. Yeah, we talked about when you read the notes, what his second start of the year, and he set an all-time record under four innings with 10 strikeouts. Gave up a couple of home runs, gave up 5 runs. He struck out 10 and only got 3 2/3 outs. And that's,
well, he began the year in the rotation and started out 1-4 over 8 starts with a 5.53 ERA. So he was sent down to AAA for a little more seasoning.
Yeah,
that was on May 16th. He was sent down.
Makes him the only pitcher in baseball.
Hard hit ball right through the wickets of the third baseman Chisenhall, and Schoop is going to hustle to second base.
Well, again, if you go back and look at this inning, a chance to do what the Orioles do so well, which is to have a big inning. But the play by Kipnis kind of short circuits that.
That ball was hit really hard. Off the glove, actually.
I would imagine, because it's right at him, even though it was hit hard, it would be an error. Most third basemen, if they don't catch it, they knock it down.
And it's an E5. That's his 16th error of the year. The Indians are the worst fielding team in the American League. That is their 95th error on the year. So another chance to get a run in here. 3 hard hit balls in this inning.
But anyway, back to Salazar, the only pitcher in the modern era, that's 1900, to record 10 strikeouts and lasting fewer than 4 innings.
Here's Markakis for his second at bat, and he takes it low. Nick hit it sharply to short leading off the game, with Ramirez shading him up the middle. He hit it right at him. Nick, in the month of August, 23 out of 57. He's had a real good month. That's a 404 clip. 46 multi-hit games, tied for 3rd in hits, and a very good hitter on the road.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. A little bit under 300 against righties, right at 300 against left-handed pitching.
Takes the off-speed pitch for a strike that he thought might be outside.
Yeah, and then when you do throw him the off-speed pitch, he just serves it into left field either. So a very good breaking ball hitter.
A 1-1 the count with Schoop at second. Fastball's too tight. The Orioles are assured of losing this series. It's their first series loss since the first series after the All-Star break in Oakland, when they dropped 2 out of 3. That was July 18th through the 20th. Buck's team had won 8 consecutive series coming into this one here in Cleveland, and they're trying to avoid being swept by the Indians. Inside ball 3, a real patient at bat for Nick.
Well, they've had a tremendous run. When they started the second half, it was going to be the first 29 games against teams 500 or better, and they've gone 17-10. They would like to make it with a 1 rainout against the Yankees, like to make it 18-10. And how do you do that? You win today.
Yep.
You got to figure out a way to do it.
And then you go to Chicago feeling better about it.
Well, until you face Sale and Quintana. And that's what this really road trip's going to be about. It's about pitching matchups.
Yeah, Buck did say today that Wei-Yin Chen is going to pitch the Wednesday game. So in the first 3 games against the White Sox, it'll be Bud Norris tomorrow, Chris Tillman Tuesday, and then Wei-Yin Chen on Wednesday. But he wouldn't commit to the order against the Cubs, although he did kind of hint that by the time the Orioles get to Wrigley Field, Miguel Gonzalez will be back. But he didn't say whether he'd be back in the bullpen or in the rotation. Full count on Nick, and he fouls it off. Of course, the big question following yesterday's start by Ubaldo is, will Ubaldo get another start? And Buck said he has an idea of which way he's going, but he wouldn't commit to it. And he has not yet talked to Ubaldo about it, but he does talk, as he does every day, with Dave Wallace and Dom Chidi about the pitching not only for today and who's available. There's Ubaldo's line from last night.
Well, they have off days, and you do have 6 starters, and if Gonzalez does come back, I mean, it will cause a roster move of some sort.
He's eligible Tuesday, but he's going to pitch a simulated game tomorrow for Bowie. And it's low ball 4. Markakis works a walk. So 2 on with 2 men down, as the Orioles trying to get on the board in the 3rd. O's fans, you can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content on social media by joining the O's Bird's Nest. You can join the conversation now at osbirdsnest.com. Plus, enter today's bonus code, which is Ripken Senior. One word, no spaces, Ripken Senior. Do that before midnight. You'll receive 2 bonus tokens and be entered to win a monthly prize of an autographed player photo or year-end prize of 2 tickets to next year's opening day. Join the O's Bird's Nest today and start being rewarded. The scope at second, Markakis at first, and 2 down, and here is Steve Pearce. He'll take it low.
Yeah. Well, 340 coming in with runners in scoring position, and Rip Senior would tell you, you know what, you butter, he used to say butter instead of better, you butter get a hit here. And you don't have to get a hit here, but again, this has been an inning where, you know, second time through the order, Salazar's got to hit a little bit. You know, that's not going to get hit. That's that hard slider, and that's along with his changeup the biggest swing through, the whiff pitch.
Well, you got to believe Pierce is due. I mean, he hit the ball hard his first at bat, flied out to right center field. I mean, he is 1 for his last 14 and 9 for his last 59. And you know, he's had too good of a year to go that long with that.
Well, I think
the slump.
I think what happened, and I was talking to him early on. I said, when you're as hot as you are, you have to be very careful about expanding the zone, because when you're hitting 330, which is what he was for a long time, you think you can hit everything. So all of a sudden, instead of being maybe as selective as you were, you start chasing a little bit. And there's the changeup. So again, I mean, this guy's got 3 pitches, and he knows that Steve Pearce, and that's part of the process of getting red hot, as he was for, as you mentioned, 6-7 weeks, is that you become a target of sort because they respect you and they pitch you differently.
2 on, 2 outs, 2 and 2 on Pierce. And he popped it up. First baseman Santana shading his eyes. That's a fair ball. And he's got it. So the Orioles failed to score. They had a couple of chances come up empty. Mid-3rd in Cleveland. O's and Indians are scoreless. And Al Bunbury, the Bee, spent 13 of his 14 big league seasons with the O's. And in 1973, Bunbury was voted the American League Rookie of the Year, and he led the American League with 11 triples, which set an Orioles single-season record as a rookie. He had 252 stolen bases as an O, third all-time behind Brady and Brian Roberts. And he helped lead the Orioles to the 1979 American League pennant and 1983 World Series. He is also the first hitter in Orioles history to have a 200-hit season. 205 hits in 1980.
And the other thing is that he represented our country, a platoon leader in Vietnam. Well, you look at his numbers in the minor leagues, talk about having to get all the, a couple of years at AA and AAA. He raced through the minor leagues. I mean, 330 at AA, AAA, and then right to the big leagues, and did the same thing here. And he, very much like our colleague Mike Bordick, where every day you come to the ballpark, we were taught that, try to get a little bit better. Al made himself into a tremendous outfielder. I used to shag a lot, and he'd say, "Cakes, get out of here. I want to take balls off the bat." So every day got a little bit better. And we still see him.
Working through the Orioles.
Yeah, exactly. Great guy.
And he's always smiling. It's like you see the Bee and you feel good.
Yeah, probably played golf that day. That's why he's smiling. He's happy.
Kevin Gausman, let's see the pitch breakdown, Jim.
I got to look at your monitor because mine's a little bit old. Kind of like me, 82% fastballs. And what Nick Hundley did in the first inning when he struggled with his command, had him throw a breaking ball, and he threw it for a strike. So he's not going to throw many. And again, he's got a slider, slurve, but the two primary pitches, fastball, changeup.
1-1 on former Oriole Chris Dickerson. A little low. Kevin has retired 5 in a row since the second walk, put 2 on with 1 out in the first. Dickerson in his 31st game with the Indians. They got him from the Pirates, where he was playing in AAA. Swings through 94, 2-2.
Well, he got a double last night. Nice running catch in right center. And the Orioles certainly know about Chris Dickerson.
Well, he's a good guy to have on your team, especially when you utilize him as the 4th or 5th outfielder, because then you could spot him up. And mentioned last night, Francona likes the platoon. And Dickerson gives him a left-handed outfield option. To Jones in center field. And 1 away here in the third. Well, Adam Jones and Masson want to challenge you to a burger cook-off in the Care First Fan Challenge. Just tweet using the hashtag #IChallengeAJ all week long for your chance to win. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take a step towards a more active lifestyle. I don't know. Adam might win that. He'll be taking tips from Wayne Kirby. Wayne's a real good cook. Here's Michael Bourne. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. Wayne even has his own show, Cooking with Kirby. It's on the scoreboard at home.
It is?
Yeah. You never see it?
No, I haven't, as a matter of fact. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how I knew he had it.
Well, I didn't know if you might have been fabricating that on Sunday.
No. I would never do that on Sunday. A fabrication. Bourne walked and stole a base, but was stranded in the first. And the fastball's inside. Kevin Gausman out of Aurora, Colorado, and came to the Orioles via Louisiana. LSU, which also produced another former Orioles first-round pick, Ben McDonald, who is the only #1 overall pick the Orioles have ever had in the draft. And the reason for that is, for many years they were so good that they picked so low. Wayne Kirby with a nice play. He can cook, he can catch. And directing Adam Jones. To Scope. Jonathan with those real good hands has it. And to first for the second out. Well, it's time now for all you fans to tweet in your photo using the hashtag MassonFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. All brought to you by AT&T. Those fans here at Progressive Field. I still want to call the stadium the Jake. It was Jacobs Field for a long time, and everyone referred to it fondly as the Jake.
Well, what, they sold out over 400 consecutive games.
Yeah, they had a good run.
Well, they had Mike Hargrove was the manager.
Grover's still around here.
Yeah, 5 or 6 straight division championships.
He's some kind of an assistant to the front office, an advisor. Last year when we were here, we saw him. This ball's hit to right. Markakis is right there. Ball was hit hard, but right at Nick. So a second straight 3 up, 3 down inning. And Kevin Gausman has retired 8 consecutive batters. Very resilient on the year, avoiding losing streaks. And prior to today's game, Buck was asked why his team is so good. And here's our Antwerpen quote of the day. And only as Buck can say it, he says, well, we all help pick the groceries, but they're the ones that cook the meal. In other words, he may set the tone, but it's not about him. It's about the players.
Yeah, he's a realist. End of the day, players play. It does help to have a manager that has a process and prepares you. I mean, George Will's book, Men at Work, talked about how that's what Tony La Russa used to do. And you have to do it more so with some players than others.
And our Antwerpen quote of the day brought to you by Antwerpen. Visit our new Route 32 Clarksville facility. All month will beat any competing offer on your trade-in. So hurry in today to Antwerpen.
And I think he followed that up with you could put your boots in the oven, but that don't make them biscuits.
It sounds like a country song.
Or maybe that was me.
Well, I ask Buck all the time about why is it the team is so resilient? Do they just feel comfortable and think about it? He says actually it's the opposite. They don't think about it, and that's probably why in his opinion they're better at it, because he said they don't have an attitude in particular. If they win a game, he says they don't dwell on it. They show up the next day and play the next game. And if you have that attitude after a win, you're probably going to have it after a loss.
Yeah, we just go out and play. So good. Yeah, he has good players.
Adam Jones, left field. He got a lot of it. Back it goes, and it is caught by Brantley in front of the wall. So Adam, a long fly ball out, and one away here in the 4th inning. Well, one of the most popular Oriole Park fan chants will come to a T-shirt on Wednesday, August 27th. All fans at that game that night at 7:05 against Tampa Bay receive the Darren O'Day Orioles T-shirt. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind addition to your Birdland wardrobe. Get your tickets now at Orioles.com or call 888-848-BIRD.
Yeah, you sang the last 2 nights when they lost both of them. So today we're just going to do the promo.
Yeah.
Nice decision.
Well, you didn't like my singing. So.
You do know, part of their notes, today, 1955, this day in music history, Elvis Presley released his first #1 hit. I forgot to remember to forget - Mystery Train. Is that I misremembered? I mean, is that a...
Well, where were you in 1955?
I had just moved from New York to California.
Oh, okay.
And Elvis had come aboard at Sullivan's
Came
show.
with you?
No. He was, he was on the. Yeah, everybody. If you were any good back then, and you were an entertainer, you went on the Ed Sullivan show. Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Streisand, Beatles, Elvis. I was already asleep, of course, because I was a good boy. Hey, my friends told me. My sister, who was 18 months older,
your
told
friends,
me, yeah, you should have seen Elvis last night.
Cruz has worked the count to 3-1.
Yeah, the problem with the pitching that Cleveland's throwing out there, even you get into these hitters' count, and this certainly is one, that you're going to get a quality pitch. I mean, all the whether it's Kluber or Carrasco or now Salazar plus stuff. So then there you go. I mean, it's a fastball. It's somewhat hittable, but it's 95, 96 miles per hour. Ray Miller used to always talk about that. The guys that have the good fastball, you get into fastball counts and you still can't quite get to it. By that he meant you pop it up, or a little bit late on it. That way you get back into the count.
Well, 3-2 on Cruz, 1 out, nobody on. Strike 3 called. He thought he had ball 4. It's been a tough series for the O's in what they perceive to be balls that are called strikes.
Well, we know that they did. The video people last night. I mean, that ball looks like it's pretty much inside corner. Last night, Ron Kulpa, 26 pitches. He called 3 balls that were strikes, balls, and then he called, and he was an equal opportunity umpire. 23 other pitches that were out of the zone strikes last night. 12 against the Orioles and 11 against the Indians. So, like I said, it was not a very good umpiring job for both teams. He just missed a lot of pitches.
1-1 on Delman Young, who struck out his first at bat.
And then you had Dana DeMuth. I think he is the crew chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know that you could challenge being hit by the pitch on Friday night. Of course, they want to blame Buck Showalter for going out there to ask him to do his job. He wasn't aware of the ruling. And then Ron Kulpa came over and said, well, I had him bunting at it, but DeMuth never asked him. He never told him, and you're not supposed to tell him unless you get asked. They've not had a good series either. But that's not why the Orioles are not scoring runs. It's just because these guys are pitching and they have plus stuff, and it's hard to score runs. And since the All-Star break, they've faced a lot of staffs like this. But they've done well because they won the close games.
Right.
And they've been able to, 2-1 on a couple of occasions, 1-0 on occasion, lost 1-0 and 2-1.
Through the middle, and Delman Young has a base hit. A 2-out single for Young, and there's the Orioles' second base hit in the game. Let's get a look at our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever and you. Here are the RBI leaders in the Orioles system. Christian Walker combined Bowie and Norfolk 91. Dariel Alvarez combined Bowie and Norfolk 77. Trey Mancini, who was drafted just last year out of Notre Dame, he's got 77. He's at Frederick now. Mike Yastrzemski's now at Bowie 72. And Michael Burgess, now at Bowie, has 70.
And I circle the 3 players that I think are in consideration for Oriole Minor League Players of the Year.
And Christian Walker, 23 years old, 4th-round pick in 2012 out of South Carolina. Went to a couple of College World Series, won a College World Series. He is on the fast track.
Yeah, when Terry Crowley, who still works for the Orioles, says, you know what, got a pretty good chance to be a major league player, it does have to show him a few more things. It's kind of like getting the gold stamp of approval. And then, of course, Buck Showalter will tell you the same thing. But then again, he likes Yaz. Certainly good lineage.
And whenever Buck is asked about minor league players when he has his pregame press gathering, one of the first things he says is, how's he playing on defense? You won't play for Buck if you can't catch the ball. Hardy pops it up. Shallow center field. Ramirez, the shortstop, Wind has it a little bit. He's got it for the out. They're 2-out single and a man left. The scoring drought continues. Bottom of the 4th coming up. No scoring, Cleveland. Family activities. The Orioles, however, prefer the other days of the week.
Well, because you play more games on the other days, and a lot could be about schedule. It could be about matchups. You can see, obviously, the ERA. They don't pitch as well on Sunday. Kevin Gausman's trying to change that today. And again, that's why today, you don't win. You're 8-11 on Sunday. You're 17-23 in day games. You're going to Chicago, where you get at least the Cubs. You're going to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the daytime. So just win today. Change the numbers. Change the mindset. Either that or change your lifestyle before you get to Chicago and Wrigley Field.
Right. 3 straight day games.
Well, just think about it, though.
Right,
I mean, a lot of you get into a routine.
Right.
I used to come home after a game and I'd say, okay, you turn on Johnny Carson. You start at 11:30 and you go, just going to watch the monologue. And then at 1 o'clock, you're still up. Johnny Carson. And so just imagine if you try to do that when you got a day game. And the bus today was at 9:45. Some of the buses in Chicago will be around 9 o'clock for Wrigley Field. That's a little bit of a culture shock.
Michael Brantley leading off. Gausman's retired 8 in a row, and he gets ahead with a strike. Off-speed pitch. Kevin has 2 strikeouts. He's walked 2, and both those walks left stranded.
And that was all the way back in the first inning. So looks like, as we mentioned, get out of the inning and try to get a rhythm.
Orioles have now gone 15 straight innings in this series without scoring.
Now they average 3.9 runs per game for them. So that's what about the average ERA in the American League this year. I imagine that's a little bit lower than the average for American League pitchers are.
Ripped right to Pierce.
Well, there you go. Nice pitch, Kevin. When you're going well, that's what you tell, but you get a little fortunate there. Pierce makes a nice play.
Fans, on Thursday, August 28th, the Orioles will host the Birdland Social, a special social media night at Oriole Park, and fans can purchase tickets to an exclusive pregame party on the center field roof deck, including a Q&A session with Adam Jones. You'll also receive a ticket to that night's game against Tampa Bay, plus an exclusive T-shirt. You get food and drinks, fun surprises throughout the game. The seating is limited. If you want to attend the Birdland Social, get online right now, Orioles.com/Birdland Social. Strike taken by Santana.
Well, you talked about the fact that Carlos Santana, not the musician, but the guy you're looking at right here is leading the league in walks. So you got to be a little more aggressive early. I mean, you just can't pitch off the plate because he's going to take it.
Nine in a row now retired by Kevin.
Yeah, he goes up to home plate. Everybody yells, "Hey, have an idea, have a game plan." That's what he does.
Left field, pretty deep. Back on it is Young. Near the wall, it's off the wall. And then Bellman fires it back in. There's a 1-out double. Now, one of the reasons why he's such a good run producer, Jim, he does use every part of the ballpark.
Yeah, and that ball was not a bad pitch. I mean, it's a fastball. It's up, but it's up and away. I mean, it's off the plate. He just goes that way. David Lowe probably catches it. Delman Young doesn't. He's a hitter. You definitely, when you play Delman in the outfield, which is not your druthers, you sometimes give up a little defense for offense. It wouldn't have certainly been an easy play, fighting the wind, sun, and the fact the ball was hit pretty well.
So a runner at second base in scoring position with 1 down. Here is Jason Kipnis, who grounded out to end the rally in the first. And he doesn't chase the off-speed pitch. Kipnis has 6 home runs on the year, as you see, 36 ribbies.
Yeah, 17 home runs last year, but again, about 27 games early in the year when he hurt the oblique. And then if you read and talk to people around here, maybe not having that kind of year defensively either. So not where you want to be as far as balls to strikes. A lot of that has the first inning. But not that he's in trouble here, but the fact that it's a 0-0 game certainly puts a lot of pressure. And then we saw that even with Salazar, where he walked Nick Markakis when we got a runner in scoring position, because you think you're in trouble when really it's not that you're in trouble. You just have to continue doing what you've been doing. Just because they get in second base, that doesn't mean you have to try to strike the guy out. You still can be aggressive with your stuff. And I know when I went through this early on, a lot of times, you're trying to make perfect pitches and you find yourself walking people that you don't want to walk, or you get behind them, then you have to come in like he did there.
3-1 on Kipnis. Fouled off the other way, so Gausman back in the at-bat at 3-2.
And how did he get back in there? What Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, talked about, fastball command. I think a lot of young pitchers, when you come to the big leagues, you forget why you got here. And the reason that Kevin Gausman was the #1 draft choice by the Orioles, and they gave him a bunch of money, was because he has his best pitch is his fastball.
A full count on Kipnis. Center field, softly hit. That ball's trouble, and that's a base hit. Santana's being sent. Here's Jones' throw to the plate. He is safe as it gets beyond Nick Hundley. And that allows Kipnis to get to second base. So a blue pit to center field, and the Indians grab the lead.
Yeah, when the other team is getting blank, sometimes you need good fortune, and that's exactly what Kipnis gets. Kind of hits it up on the trademark. Being down and in, just trying to make contact with 2 strikes, and then he just flares it into center. And Santana, I mean, he's running right there. I mean, he's taking off right here, so it's all go, and then the throw skips. It'll get by Hundley. Gausman's back there, but it's a long throw. It's not a throw you normally make if you're a pitcher, so he puts it in his pocket. So not only they get the run, they get another runner in scoring position in a 1-0 game.
Error on the throw on Jones. Kipnis was not going to go to second base till the ball got by Hundley. So here is Yan Gomes, runner at second, and 1 down. A little bit low, 1-0. Well, the Orioles have fallen behind in each game in this series, and they have not had a lead.
Well, they didn't score a run to the 8th inning in game 1. They didn't score yesterday. They didn't score today as of yet. So it's easy to be behind. And that's not the norm.
1 run in 24 innings. No runs in their last 15 innings.
And there's no reason to panic. I mean, obviously, there's a reason for this. You've hit in a little bit of bad luck. They pitch real well. Right here, you had a fly ball that, again, if you have a plus defender in the outfield, maybe Cruz or Lowe catches it, but they're not playing. And then just Kipnis gets lucky, and that's all it takes in a 0-0 game. It's easy to, it's sometimes very difficult to pitch shutouts. It's not the norm.
Ground ball towards short. Hardy will take the out at first. Gomes is retired. There's a second out in the inning.
And Kevin Gausman, all he has to do is, hey, he didn't want to give up the 1 run. Fly ball, looping base hit. Nothing's really changed. Scoreboard maybe 1 run, but you can't ever assume when you give up a run and that's all you give up in the 4th inning of the game. That's how you're going to lose. You cannot be panicking in the middle innings if you're a starting pitcher. You just have to go about your business. Keep him in the game, and he's done that to this point. And figure out a way to get Chisenhall out.
Kipnis now at third with 2 down. And foul straight back. Chisenhall struck out his first at bat, one of 2 Kevin Gausman strikeouts.
And he did it with a split finger changeup. We talked about always using your pitches, maybe sometimes when you don't. Wouldn't you like to have that pitch right now if you get the 2 strikes? Something he hasn't seen.
Lifted to left. Back on it is Delman Young. Near the wall. He makes the catch against the wall. Delman Young grabs it for the final out. And the Indians settle for a run. Delman back on it. all the way in the leaping grab for the out. Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Turned out to be a lovely day in Cleveland. There goes Jim Schott, moving ahead of him. The out that was going to take you to Chicago,
Right.
left without you.
Flying will be much more convenient today.
Dillman Young made that grab, back to the wall, banged into the wall.
It looks like the wind is carrying the ball. I mean, it's swirling winds here. You look around this ballpark. You get the pavilion down the right field line that's high. You got the big scoreboard and left. The wind looks like it's blowing to right, but the ball is carrying the left.
And you see the outfielders playing basically straight away. Chris doubled his first at bat. And he was going to bunt into the shift, but he pulls the bat back. Real good idea. You're struggling a bit as he is. You're down by a run. If they're going to give you a base runner to get on, why not?
And now Chisenhall will move in a little bit. There's a good take.
So it opens it up the middle for him.
Well, that's why you try to do it early in the count, because then even if it's a strike, which it wasn't, he's in a step.
Good cut. Knocks the mass off of Gomes. So striking out, most strikeouts by teams this year, and the Orioles are 6th on that list, 948. Chris Davis leads the American League in striking out with 146, and Chris has 47 multi-strikeout games on the year. Hold, Santana wide of the bag. Flips over Danny Salazar coverage, so Chris is retired, one away. Sharply hit, but right to Santana. So Chris is 1 out of 2.
Well, two pretty good at bats. You know, the double over the head of Brantley, and then actually stayed on that breaking ball pretty well, but did hit it into the shift. It's one of those plays, even if Santana hadn't caught it, it might have been close at first with the pitcher covering.
Nick Cunley hit a scorcher his first at bat with Davis at second and nobody down. Looked like it was going to go over the head of Kipnis and in the right field for a base hit, but instead Kipnis with a leaping grab, and he doubled up Davis at second base. Deep left field down the line towards the corner. That is foul. Nice grab by a fan with his glove. He's all excited now.
What are the odds of sitting in that seat and getting a line drive right at you?
Well, maybe they're pretty good because he brought his glove in anticipation, right? Getting high fives. Here comes the usher. What are you doing, young man? All right. Way to go. Way to go. Let me see that ball. And strike on the corner, 0-2. Nick is 4 for 14 so far in the month of August. Overthrows the fastball outside.
Yeah, a lot of times you just want to throw it to the outside corner, and sometimes you steer it over there. And right out of your hand, it's a ball.
Just off the plate, real close pitch. Salazar staring in it at Hickox. He thought he had a strike.
That'll get you a lot of strikes. You can ask him, was it low or was it outside? And years past, that ball just a shade under the zone. He was yet to call a low strike.
1-2 to 3-2 on Huntley. 1 out, nobody on. Cleveland has the lead. Popped up foul. And it's back in the crowd out of play.
Yeah, we're a little bit higher here. We were talking before the game when we used to go to the Old Tiger Stadium and be in a basket right above home plate.
I loved it. If you didn't get killed, it was a great broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I used to bring my glove.
How did Ernie Harwell?
He had a net. They
for the entire time?
Oh yeah, but it was, for me, I mean, I guess if you're there every day,
you know when to duck.
No, you don't need to duck. He had a net, but I mean, you probably get used to the visuals. And Hundley goes down on strikes.
Well, you could see what his intention was once he got ahead, tried to pepper the outside corner, and he finally did. This is what fastball command's all about at 96. Low and away. Not much he could do with that. Slider, he almost doubled down the line, so he went back to the good fastball and gets him out.
Jonathan reached on an error in the 3rd inning with 2 down. Ball 1 outside. Jonathan 1 for 7 in this series. Swing and a miss with the slider, it looked like. Salazar's in his 23rd major league game. Gausman is in his 33rd. Kevin making his 18th start. As Schoop gets in the 1. Deep left center field. Back it goes. It is off the wall and in play. And Schoop is going to have a double. Well, the high wall cost him a home run. That ball was clubbed. And Brantley knew he had no play. He was just hoping it would come down to him, and it did.
No, it did. And like I said the other night, when you walk into this ballpark from the home dugout, you see that wall. And he smokes that ball. And he maybe hits it a little bit high, Camden yards. He would have been celebrating home run number 12. And again, that wall has got to be probably 20-some feet up, maybe probably 25 feet tall. It's not the Green Monster up in Boston. It's 37 feet.
So a runner in scoring position with 2 down, and Nick Markakis coming up. Nick is 0 for 1 with a walk. And then there's a strike with a breaking ball. There's Schoop, the tying run at second, just missing a home run. Those are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. 1 Kipnis robbed Hundley. Fastball upstairs, 1-1.
What were they last night? I know they were 1 for 6 the first night. Not a lot of opportunities. You would have that because you have everything. But it's one of those series when you do get opportunities, you either hit it hard at somebody or
0 for 4 last night.
Yeah, so 1 for 10 in this series. There's that outside corner. But that can all change with a base hit.
Yep. And Markakis behind in the count 1-2. Salazar taking his time. And gets off the plate outside.
And you don't have to hit a line drive. You can do exactly what Jason Kipnis did. 2 strikes. He just tried to stay alive. Gausman made a pretty good pitch inside the middle, and he just kind of hit a little looper into center. And if Markakis could do that, if Nick could get a base hit, that would be the same way they scored. Double by Salazar, or Santana, excuse me, and then a little loop and single.
2-2. And then fouled off the other way.
Yeah, there's really only one place where you tend to know, and most hitters are in the same boat, and that's up and in to Nick Markakis. And it looks to me that Danny Salazar is much more comfortable either with change-ups or breaking balls or fastballs away. And what we saw, especially Kluber, who did make the All-Star team, he could pitch the lefties in with the best of them because he had a little cut fastball. Salazar doesn't have that repertoire. I mean, he can't strike out some other way. It usually plays into Nick's strength.
Lifted to left field, playable for Brantley. And he's got it. So the Orioles strand another 2-out double and a man left mid-fifth. The Indians with a 1-0 lead. Well, last inning, Lonnie Chisenhall up runner at third, a run already in. He lifts it to left field. This ball sailing away from Delman Young, but no problem for Young. He goes back against the wall, and he makes the catch. There's your Miller time moment.
Well, Kevin Gausman certainly will embrace that Miller time moment. It would have been another run. Nice play. He took a look at where the wall was, and as we told you, the wind kind of gusting here today. Flag in center field, blowing straight down. The one in left blowing to the corner.
It's a pretty tall stadium.
So the wall is not, I guess when you get older and you shrink, I thought it was probably higher than it was. It's 19 feet out there in left field. We're scoped at the.
Yep. 19 feet out there. From center field over where the shrubbery is, it's 9 feet, and then right down the right field line where the foul pole is, it's 13 feet. There's Zach Walters, who struck out his first at bat. And a weak roller towards first. Gausman has to hurry. He'll get there and he'll tag out Walters, one away on one pitch. So Gausman gets the first out. Fans on Labor Day, which is Monday, September 1st. First 25,000 fans 15 and over at the game that day against the Twins. It's a day game at 1:35 on the holiday. If you come out, first 25,000 fans receive the Adam Jones bobblehead. Spend your holiday with family and friends and enjoy an exciting afternoon of O's baseball. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets now. Orioles.com. Call 888-848-BIRD. There's Jonesy in center field. There's Chris Dickerson. He'll Take strike one. Fourth consecutive inning that Kevin has retired the leadoff man. Dickerson flied out to Jones in his at bat in the third inning.
Yeah, that's a good habit to get into if you can do it.
Kevin has struck out 2. He has walked 2. And both walks were left stranded. Cleveland has left 3 on. The Orioles have left 4 on, and they've had 1 erased on a double play on the bases. Real good off-speed pitch. 1 and 2 on Dickerson. And he doesn't chase. It looked like it might have been a splitter the way Hundley reacted to it.
Yeah, he's just in case Dickerson catches. He called it. He's going to block it, and he did. Yeah, the splitter changes speeds, and when it's thrown well, it, downward movement, strikeout, ground ball pitch.
We'll chase the fastball upstairs, so the count goes full.
That kind of game you can't give in to anybody. That's why you don't like to go to 3 and 2. You don't want to walk him, but of course he didn't have a chance to see Chris Dickerson play, but he's got some power. He's going to look fastball here and try to get on it. And then he walked him.
Well off the plate and high. So there's his third walk, and he comes with 1 down here in the 5th, and it turns the lineup over.
Yeah, Dickerson's never been a great base stealer, but he has speed. So if you're Terry Francona, it gives you some options. Bourne can hit and run. He can bunt. They kind of like the way things are going. They got a great bullpen, the second best bullpen behind the Mariners. So if you're Terry, you're trying to build on that 1-0 lead. And you're not thinking. Ideally, you'd like to do what they did last night, which is to get a big inning later in the game. But you don't need that the way they're pitching. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, you just keep adding to the scoreboard.
Dickerson and Steve Pearce talking it over there as Dickerson scampers back.
And the other thing is, Michael Bourne, early on, he ought to be looking for something to hit into right field. Because Dickerson runs well enough to create a first and third situation.
Also back the other way. Michael Bourne came here as a free agent after leaving Atlanta. He signed very late a couple of years ago because the money he was looking for, very few teams were offering, and the years that he was looking for, they weren't offering.
Well, they signed David Murphy this year. He's hurt. That's why he's not playing, having an average year for him. Swisher, second year. Nice little contract. Back, 4 years, $56 million. And I think Bourne signed after Swisher did. The idea was that he would come along, very good defensive, won a couple of Gold Gloves for Atlanta, and he would steal bases. Because of the leg injury last year, only stole 23. And then this year just came off the DL.
Just outside.
So now Kevin has to throw a strike. He'll look for something and try to hit it in the hole. Unless it's away, and then he becomes a line drive hitter the other way.
Two and one to count, throw to first.
That's one of those ideal hit and run counts, and the reasoning, Sparky Anderson did it probably more than any manager I ever saw, was that the assumption is going to be that Gausman has to throw a strike. If you let him run and hit, somebody's going to have to cover, and you open up holes.
And a called strike, changeup, fooled him. There was a 4-year contract for $48 million, which takes him through 2016, and then there's a vesting option for 2017, so it could be a 5-year deal. The vesting option is for $12 million. He's making $13.5 this year. And it was a lucrative contract for Bourne. And he doesn't chase. Ball 3. Let's see if Dickerson goes on 3-2.
Oh, he will.
Extends his lead by half a step. And he's running. And it's swung on and fouled off. And they've gotten a piece of Ed Hickox, the umpire.
Those little subtleties, the difference between 3-2 and 2-2. You could bet the ranch he's running because he's got speed. Gausman has to throw a strike. Foul ball.
Yep, got it. Going out to talk to Kevin Gausman. Pretend he's talking to Kevin Gausman to give Hickox a couple of seconds to regain his senses. Maybe he wasn't ready. Now he wants to put a new ball in play. And he's going to keep it. Maybe he thought he was going to check the ball and he forgot. Dickerson measuring his lead off first. He runs, and the 3-2 is taken high, ball 4. So Gausman back-to-back walks.
Yeah, got behind Bourne, but got ahead of Dickerson. So I'm sure it's frustrating for him.
I've been very impressed in this series with the patience of the Indians hitters. They may get fooled, but they have a real good idea of what's a strike, and they generally don't chase. They've had a real good weekend.
Well, they were very aggressive against Chen because he threw a lot of strikes. He forced them into swinging the bat. I mean, that game, again, you had Kluber throwing nothing but strikes. And Chen only gave up the home run to Zach Walters. 4-hitter through 7 innings. A lot of strikes, but again, they know Jimenez and they know that Kevin Gausman's young.
Here's Ramirez. He swings through at 0-1.
If you look at the numbers, and obviously the opposition does is 17.6 pitches per inning. Jimenez was at 18.1. I'd like to be a little bit lower than that. But again, he's got to do what he did in the first inning, which is to pitch out of trouble. Certainly capable of doing that. How do you do it? You throw strikes. You get ahead.
Ramirez, just 21 years old. It's only his 4th pro season. He played 15 games with the Indians last year at the age of 20. 0-2. And he just does get a piece. He's out of the same hometown at Miguel Tejada. And the Dominican. Barney. Yep. And Dickerson and Bourne on good speed out there for Cleveland. 0-2 on Ramirez. Dickerson takes off, ground ball right to Gausman. He goes to second, one back to first, and out at first base, and a double play. Dickerson took off, Bourne did not, and Gausman gloved it. He turns to double play. That'll go 1-6, and then back to 3 at first, and Gausman gets out of the inning. We'll head to the 6th in a 1-run game. Beginning of a 3-game series against the White Sox. It'll be Bud Norris on the mound against Chris Sale. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 7:30 with those extra presented by Dodge, and then game coverage at 8 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Well, there you go. The Orioles in the 3 games they played, they've taken 2 out of 3. So again, pretty even. And then Norris will face Chris Sale, who's 10-2. They are 16-7 when he pitches, so another one of those matchup games. The White Sox are kind of streaky. Friday night they had 11 runs against the Jays, a couple of 5-run innings, and then ended up losing last night to Toronto.
Steve Pearce leads off. Jones and Cruz will follow, and there's ball 1.
Well, all you need to do is get a run. That'll tie it. 2 will give you the lead. Third time through the lineup for the Orioles.
The Orioles won the game against Chicago that Sale started in Baltimore. They won it 6-4. He had a no decision. That was the Chris Davis 3-run pinch hit walk-off home run off Belisario that cost Sale a win. Grounded outside of third for a foul ball. Scott Atchison now getting loose. He was the winning pitcher the other night. He was outstanding in relief in the extra inning game.
Yeah, a couple of scoreless innings to run his record to 6-0. 38-year-old right-hander.
Center field, Bourne back on it. That ball carries, still going back, and it's off the wall. And Pearce is heading to second base, and he's going to have a leadoff double.
Yeah, he's thinking triple, though. Leading off, he hit it. If the ball bounces, which it didn't, funny, it just kind of hit the bottom of the wall and stayed there. You get an idea the ball is carrying if you hit it well, and that's a fastball thigh high, but it's out over the plate, and right there it goes right back to Bourne. So this is the way you run the bases. Just in case it kicks off one of the stanchions of the bullpen, maybe you get yourself a triple. A lot easier to score from third with nobody out than second.
So Pearce 1 out of 3, and the tying run is in scoring position, leading off here in the 6th. There's Adam Jones. He is flied out to right. He is flied out to left. Chance to get this game even. Good cut and fouled it off. 16 innings now. The Orioles have not scored a run. They're looking to get even here in the 6th inning. Very good numbers with runners in scoring position for Adam. He is 10th in the league in RBIs with 75.
Yeah, that was one of those pitches where if you bring it down 3-4 inches, it's very hittable. Up in the zone, even though he didn't throw it. That pitch was only 91 miles per hour. Most of his fastballs were 93 to 96 all afternoon.
Oh,
well, you need runners. It hurts. Got to take them for the club. If you want to pitch a guy in, you look back some of the great right-handed hitters, whether it was Frank Robinson, Don Baylor, or they just take the inside corner away by leaning in. And most pitchers are more comfortable out over the plate. You can see Gomes slides in. The ball gets the. This is what you want. If you're going to get hit, you want it up on the arm. That'll be all for Salazar.
And Terry Francona's out, so protecting a 1-0 lead. The Orioles now the tying run at second, and the go-ahead run at first, and nobody down. So Atchison will come on here in the 6th inning as the Orioles try to first tie and then try to get the lead against the Indians.
leave with a chance to win. I suppose he could also lose with a couple of runners on in a 1-0 ball game. 91 pitches, and then actually uses all his pitches pretty well. And then Scott Atchison, we saw him the other night. I mean, 2 pretty clean innings. Didn't give up anybody. There is the pitch. I mean, as we mentioned the other night, he loves his breaking ball. He's got a big curveball, hard slider, and he's done a great job for him. You know, last year with the Mets had some elbow problems. A couple of previous years with the Boston Red Sox.
So 2 on and nobody out. And Cruz checks and appealed to first. He did not go.
Yeah, he has such a good breaking ball. He's 38 years old, and I figure, okay, he's probably pitched in the big leagues 10, 12 years, but this is his 5th year.
Standing numbers there.
Well, this is why this bullpen is so good. It's not just about earned run average.
Indians have the 3rd best bullpen ERA in the league at 2.90.
And the other thing is that the Orioles would love to have base runners. Hadn't walked anybody in his last 11 games.
Wilson has struck out twice, once swinging, once called. And he had a good cut and fouls it off the mask of Yan Gomes.
Yeah, those are those pitches when you get in the hitter's count. I mean, it's an 89 mile per hour, maybe cutter, slider, but look where it ends up. It's in the middle of the plate. This is hittable. Big swing. But when you're hot, or you're hot as a team, if you hit it hard somewhere, or even if you get jammed, it finds a hole. So he had a pitch and missed it. Let's see if he gets another one.
Up and in with a fastball.
He'll probably get a cutter somewhere out over the plate because Scott Atchison does not want to load the bases up. Not with Gelman Young on deck.
Another foul ball.
Yeah, another quality pitch in a fastball count. That's why he can pitch. I mean, I'm amazed as a former starting pitcher, even though when I was young and maybe old, pitch out of the bullpen, how guys could come in and have enough confidence to make those kind of pitches. And that sometimes, and we see the Orioles staff do it. But you got to have a lot of guts to throw that little cutter 3-1. And he did.
Let's see if Buck gets aggressive here and sends the runners. 3-2, nobody down. They do not go, and it's popped up. Shallow center field. Bourne is called off by the shortstop Ramirez, and he's got it. A big out for Atchison, 1 away, and the runners do not advance.
Well, you had your pitches to hit, and you just didn't hit them, and then he makes a good pitch. And that's kind of the way it's going. When you get into the heart of the lineup, you know you're not going to bunt with a guy that's got 31 home runs, tied for the league lead. So they're not giving you outs. You're not moving runners over unless you get a base hit or maybe a bouncer somewhere.
Gelman Young singled the ground ball up the middle his last at bat, 1 out of 2. Atchison gets ahead of him 0-1.
He's like the remember the movie It Happens Every Spring, Ray Milland, where he was a professor and he ended up becoming a very good pitcher because he had this substance you put on the ball which has an aversion to wood. That's the way Atchison pitches. Ball's moving all over the place, dancing around.
Chases
a little cutter. 6'3" guy, 38 years old, throws downhill, gets over his front side. The illusion is, and you can see this kind of swing. We don't see that very often. A lot of late movement, knows how to pitch.
So ahead 0-2. Tried to get him in chase, but that was a ball out of his hand.
I guess. Yeah, Gomes is
pretty tall, and he had to lunge for it.
He had to go up to the 5th floor to catch that one.
He almost shook your hand. And a good take.
Yeah, there's the hook. Some cutters, sliders. Show me a fastball, as you mentioned, 93 up over his head.
Pierce at second, Jones at first. And he gets him. So how about that? First and second, nobody down. It's first and second, now 2 men out. You need a 2-out base hit.
Well, if you can pitch, and this guy has really been on a roll. You saw him with the Red Sox. He was good. It's kind of good news, bad news. The good news is that if you make your pitches, maybe you can strike them out. You get a double play ball. The bad news, if you don't, you're in the part of the lineup where they can hurt you. But for him, so far it's been good news because he's made some pitches, even though he got behind Cruz 3-1.
So it's up to J.J. Hardy. I'll take a low strike, one of the few that's been called today.
Well, the only run driven in this series was off of Brian Shaw by J.J. Hardy. And that was in the 8th inning of Game 1 on Friday night. Hit a slider into center field. Certainly would like to do that again.
Ball and a strike on Hardy.
Well, when you look into a dictionary of quality pitches, you see Scott Atchinson's name right there in his little picture. Because those breaking pitches are about as good as it gets.
And the crowd really into it now. Slow roller towards 30. Just did get a piece. But when the Orioles win, everyone wins all season long. When the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, you'll get 50% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com by entering the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John's. Pierce and Jones on. They were there with none down. They're there with 2 down. Hardy and a base hit in the right field. Pierce is being sent. Here comes Pierce. Here comes the throw. He is safe at the plate, and we are tied. J.J. Hardy with a big 2-out base hit.
Now Scott Atchison tried to sneak the fastball by him, and he gets it up. J.J. Hardy, he's got the best of all the Orioles numbers with runners in scoring position because of exactly what he just did. The ability this year, I mean, this is a home run guy, cuts a swing down, gets a great pitch to hit, goes to the opposite field, and then it's going to be a pretty much a foot race. Dickerson comes in, charges it, strong throw. But again, what kind of lead do you get? What kind of secondary lead? And the one thing about Steve Pierce, for a guy that can pound the ball, he runs well. Got a great jump.
So Jones stopped at second, and Hardy on at first for Davis, who is 1 out of 2 with a double. So the go-ahead run now at second. Well, the Orioles snapped that streak. They had gone 16 consecutive innings without scoring until Pierce just crossed the plate.
It's like winning the lottery, a run. Now you'd like to get a few more.
In the dirt. Gets away from Gomes, but to the left so the runners can't advance. Jones, good speed at second. Hardy's at first.
Well, you'd just like to Jeter it somewhere. There should be a new hitting term when he retires. Hit it to the opposite field. Find a hole. Somehow figure out how to just get the bat head to the ball.
How about a ground ball to shortstop? There's nobody there.
When is the last time Chris Davis did a ground ball?
I'm just making suggestions.
I'm with you. He'd love to do it too. He just doesn't do it. That's why nobody's playing there.
Swings it a pitch down and in. Oh, deep inside the numbers, he actually has some base hits the other way.
No, we're talking ground balls
right.
to shortstop. Well, he already has a double to left field in him.
2-2 to count on him. Line drive left field. That is a fair ball and a base hit down the line. Here's Jones to score. Hardy going to third. He'll be held, and Chris Davis delivers. It is a 2-out RBI double, and the Orioles have their first lead in this series.
There you go. Another fastball. So a couple of fastballs. I mean, Atchison throwing unhittable breaking balls, chooses to come with the fastball. Did it to Hardy. He hit a single into right. There's another one, single into left. There you go, hitting 101. He jetered it. There you go.
Serves it down the left field line. So Chris Davis has a couple of doubles in this game. For Chris, just his 17th multi-hit game on the year, and 2 more in scoring position for Nick Hundley. And a swing and a miss. Hundley was robbed his first at bat. A line drive, a leaping grab by the second baseman Kipnis that turned it into a double play. Agudon is now up in the bullpen. Now the other way.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be throwing him a fastball other than to show it to him. Again, only 3 inherited runners all year long. 3 out of 26 runners.
And 2 in this inning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, both of the hits to the opposite field. Not home runs, but good solid at bats when you needed big hits.
Ground ball to second. Kipnis is there. And he'll get Hundley to retire the side, but the damage is done as the Orioles get to Atchison. They score 2, they strand 2. They led to the bottom of the 6th. First time in the series, the O's are in front.
Number 7 gets in trouble early on, but with a couple of guys on the first inning, pitches his way out of trouble. And then once again, nice play by, in fact, a great play by the left fielder Delman Young. And then last inning turns the double play, able to get out of the 5th inning. And meanwhile, the Orioles come back and get a couple of two runs to take a 2-1 lead. The pitch comparison pretty much exactly what it always is as far as percentages. So again, trying to win. Those are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And again, the only thing you look at, because the double down the left field line by Santan and then the looping base hit, the only thing that gets the pitch count to 82 is for the walks. 2 in the first inning and then 2 in the 5th. I'd like to have an easy 6th inning here, but you're right into the heart of the lineup for the 3rd time.
Well, now it's Chris Davis doubles to get the Orioles the lead. Gausman pitching to protect the lead. Already got it tied. Big back-to-back 2-out RBI hits for the Orioles against a guy who has made a living this year stranding inherited runners.
Well, he did. He looked like he was going to do it till Hardy hit that fastball into right, and then Davis went the other way. Some nice hitting approaches to get the lead.
Yeah, really.
We'll see if they can hold it.
JJ's done a great job this year using right field.
Well, that's why the batting average is up, and so is the runner in scoring position number. Home runs are down. You know, I was joking with him yesterday.
Yeah, that was funny on the bench.
Telling the reason. I mean, I said you set the guy up. Talking about Brian Shaw. I got the, swung through a slider on Friday night, then hit the 2-strike slider in the center field.
Said, yeah, that's what I'm all about, setting guys up.
I said home runs are a different thing. I said you better start working on the inside the park home runs. Yeah.
And then he goes, that'd be fun. I said, I'd like to call them. That would be fun to call. J.J. Hardy, who is not known for his speed.
Well, he said he runs fast, but in straight lines. Think of that. If he didn't have to round the bases, he'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, what did you say? Something to the effect, don't be afraid to hit one in the seats now and again.
No, I didn't say that. Against the Cardinals, he hit 2 in a game.
Yes, he did.
Power coming back, and then had the thumb problem that Saturday night game.
Center field, he got a lot of it. Jones back, looks like he has a play, and he runs it down on the warning track. Adams circling to it for the out and 1 away. Well, as promised earlier in the game, here's our AT&T's fan photo. Let's see, father and daughter at Camden Yards before a game. Hey, really good seats. They must know Jim Palmer. And those fans here at the game. I like that t-shirt. O's. More O's fans. They're everywhere.
Yeah, there was a young lady on the elevator coming down to go into the lobby to get on the bus, and she said, you play for the Orioles? I said, no, they're trying to win.
Ripped to Pierce, he plays it off his chest, and he'll go to the bag unassisted.
But anyway, she said, what did she say? My family, basically my family or my kin. My kin went to the game, and they're taking responsibility for the Orioles losing last night. But anyway, a nice play right here. And Case Western, I think, was the college. So there are a lot of people here.
It's amazing as you travel around with the Orioles how many people you meet that are Maryland natives or Baltimore natives.
Well, one of our sponsors, Southwest Airlines, they get your bags fly free. You don't, but it's very, very efficient fares and very reasonably priced to get here.
Well, the nice young woman, Teresa, who is the organizer for the daily mass at the ballpark on Sunday, she said to me, you're from Baltimore? I love Brady Anderson. I said, you're from Baltimore, you move here? She said, well, actually, when we were young, we moved to Connecticut, but I've been an Oriole fan my whole life, and I love Brady. And we went to the clubhouse, but Brady wasn't here yet. He is on the trip, but I was hoping to get Brady to say hi to her, but she was loving the Orioles, and here she is running the Indians Sunday Mass. Kipnis drove in the 1 run for the Tribe.
Well, do you know the longtime clubhouse guy that's been around the MASH? Mm-hmm. He's in his 90s.
Right.
Well, he remembered me because I'm friends with Butch Robin. How's Brooksy? He didn't remember Brady.
Really?
Yeah. And
how'd that make Brady feel?
Well, Brady says, wait a minute, DeMatch. Wait a minute. You used to drive me and Cal to the hotel 25 times. Oh, he goes, you were the guy with Cal.
You're that number 9 guy. Proceeds from this brand new 16-month calendar will benefit Orioles Reach and Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Pick up your calendar today before they sell out. You can visit Orioles.com/pet calendar or grab a copy of your next visit to Oriole Park or the official Orioles team store in York, Pennsylvania. There's Missy, Adam's dog, sharing one of the pies at the ballpark. Actually, it looks like he's at the bakery getting more pies. Evan Gausman pitching well, 2-1 lead as we go to the 7th.
Yeah, Nick Hagedorn will come on. A hard-thrown lefty came in and faced one batter. And they went to the bullpen, so he's been up and down 4 times. Fastball 95 last night, so pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball slider type of guy. And it's pitched well. Lefty's hitting .205, and again only 3 earned runs in his 16 innings pitched. All those guys, we see him all the time where he has options, so you can bring him up when you need him and down. And at the end of the day, can you get righties and lefties out? And the numbers are very representable of both against righties and left-handed batters.
Well, Scope will lead it off. Markakis and Pierce will follow. Jonathan has been on base twice. He has doubled. He's reached on an error. Fastball right in there at 96. Darren O'Day now beginning to get loose. Orioles have a lead.
Yeah, you're looking for 9 outs and on the way to getting the 9 outs without them scoring, which is not always easy. Add some runs. There's a nice breaking ball. So 95, strike 1. Very unorthodox windup. About 6'5", 6'6". Throws right over the front side. Downhill tilt, they call it. Get on top of your pitches.
Came here as part of the Victor Martinez trade back in 2009. Well, it's 5 years ago. Comebacker. And out of first is Scope, 1 away in the 7th. Fans, for every Oriole walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. The Orioles have drawn 298 walks for a total of $14,900. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. And 1 down. Here's Markakis trying to extend his hitting streak. He's hitting 8 straight. He's grounded out, flied out, also drawn a walk. He's 1 for 3 against Hagedorn.
Like we told you, 300 even against left-handed pitching. Power numbers go down. Nick with 10 home runs, 9 against righties, 1 against lefties. But
foul back this way, 1-1 the count. Now the O's are trying to avoid losing 3 in a row for the first time since late May. A 2-game losing streak. First time they've done that since late June when they dropped 2 in a row to Tampa Bay at home. That was the 4-game series. The Rays got 3 out of 4. Tampa won the first, the O's won the second, then the Rays won back-to-back to take the series. Straight back.
Well, Friday night we had some of the Royal players on the bus out to the ballpark were talking about it. It was Ballgate, where they, if you look over at the ball boys over by the Indian dugout, they have 2 bags, and when the Orioles hit, they were having to hit dark balls, and when the Indians hit, there was a bag of white balls. And Darren O'Day was warming up, said, "Hey, wait a minute." He said, "I want to throw the dark ones."
Markakis to right field, Dickerson in on it. Hangs and he's got it for the out.
Yeah, Nelson Cruz said that the balls that the Indian pitchers were throwing were so dark it was hard to pick up the spin. And Buck said he didn't know if it was on purpose or the fact that you had a young ball boy, but they certainly made the umpires aware of that.
Hagedorn brought on to face Scope and then the lefty Markakis, and there Francona going to the bullpen with right-handed batters coming up.
His bullpen's so deep he can really match up and feel comfortable about it.
broadcast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Those fans enjoying some ice cream at the ballpark, and C.C. Lee comes on for the Indians to face Steve Pearce.
Yeah, hard throwing right-hander. We saw him last night throwing 94, 90, 95 with a hard slider. He came in 17 pitches, so this very much like Hagedorn. This is his 4th appearance at the big league level. And again, power arm, and what he's done so well is again the inherited runners. 0 for 14. The numbers again, the home runs, only 2 of them.
Pierce got the rally going in the 6th with a leadoff double, and he'll take low. There's 1 out of 3 with a run scored. He scored the tying run on the base hit by Hardy. Indians have an 8-man bullpen. When they made the move for Salazar to come back from the minors today, it was a position player that went down, not a pitcher. Here's deep to left field. Back it goes. That ball is gone for Steve Pearce. A monster shot down the line, and the Orioles have a little cushion. It's a 3-1 lead in the 7th.
Well, that's what he could do. And, you know, he started because Salazar, the starting pitcher for the Indians, numbers were better against lefties and righties. He's going to play the first 2 games in Chicago if they start the left-handers, which are scheduled. Well, again, he gets the job done with the leadoff double, and he does what he can do. I mean, short strokes it and hits it about as hard as you can hit it and keeps it fair.
And our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Jerry Nickel of Crofton, has just won another $500 for that Steve Pearce home run.
And again, the advantage of seeing Lee last night. For Terry Francona, you want everybody to feel comfortable, so they get to see him. Maybe he didn't hit against him. Well, you know, he's had a good fastball, and this time he gets all over.
Well, that was the first time Pearce ever faced Lee.
It's just a matter of just keeping the ball fair, and he was able to do that. 105. I mean, you can see the average off the major league bat at 77. So a lot of bat speed, and when he approached where he didn't hook it.
Line drive to left. There's a base hit for Jones. So Lee comes on to face the righties, gives up a home run, now a single. And Adam is 1 out of 3.
Well, we saw, yesterday with Hagedorn, Terry Francona went to his bullpen, brought in Lee, was able to get him out. But back-to-back games. Why Cleveland was stifling the offense, they were making a lot of really good pitches, and when they don't, and we saw that even with Scott Atchison, he came in with runners at first and second, was able to get Cruz and Young out because he made good pitches, got a couple of fastballs up to Hardy and to Davis. They got base hits, and that's what's happened here with Lee. I mean, this team doesn't miss hittable pitches. Just that's how good Cleveland was going into today's game, and then Salazar kind of followed that trend, at least into the 6th inning.
Cruz is 0 for 3 on the day. Bounce towards third. That's a fair ball. Chisenhall guns it across low, scooped up by Carlos Santana on the back end, and the inning ends. But the Orioles add a run as Steve Pearce hits his 12th. A deep shot to left field, 3-1 O's.
Kevin Gausman, 6 and 4, trying to make it 7. Boy, really pitched in and out of trouble. Really, but the only thing that got him in trouble today were the walks. How about fielding your position? Part of playing at this level. And then Steve Pearce, nice defense, double home run. A lot of clutch hitting this afternoon. And let's take a look at our Jiffy Lube pitching change. The Orioles can check this pitching change off their to-do list. Is it a time for you to check oil change off yours? Come into Jiffy Lube and help keep your vehicle running longer. There you go, Mr. Smooth. Actually, get it? Pretty good. Darren O'Day. So basically, fastball. He throws a sinker. He throws a little riser. Throws a breaking ball, the one that kind of goes down and away, and then one because of the arm angle that appears to go up. Another marvelous year. A couple of scoreless innings on Friday night.
And he's got 7 consecutive scoreless appearances going, covering 9 innings.
That's what he does, Joe. I tell you, it's amazing when you think back of how the Orioles were able to get Darren O'Day. Pitched so well for the Rangers, hurt his hip. Tommy Hunter, Chris Davis come over, and then Koji Uehara. The next year they sign Darren O'Day, who gets healthy, and he does exactly for the Orioles what he did for the Texas Rangers, which is, ERAs, somewhere right around 192. Can get righties and lefties out, and can pitch multiple innings. A very valuable guy to have in your bullpen.
They'll face Yan Gomes, who is the only right-handed batter in the starting lineup. Chisenhall, a lefty on deck, and then Zach Walters, a pinch hit or switch hitter behind him. Gomes has grounded out sharply twice. And he takes upstairs 1-0. O'Day in his last 22 games has gone 2-0 and has pitched to an ERA of 0.36. 1 run in 25 1/3 innings.
Yeah, the only thing that you wonder are the innings maybe taking a little bit of a toll are the base on balls. So he hardly ever walks anybody. But again, for the last 4 games, 1, 2, 1, and 1. That's rare because you can look at all his columns in the base on balls and appearance. Very rarely does he ever give you the free pass.
Fly ball to right. Markakis back on it, has a play. And Gomes retired for the first out here in the Cleveland 7th inning. Fans, you can follow every Orioles game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, you get scores, stats, audio, the free MLB.TV game of the day, and much more. Download right at the App Store or just go online at Orioles.com today. Those fans enjoying it now. Bats broke out. And a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, 3 home runs on the year for Darren O'Day. 1 in May. Actually, take it back, up in Boston on the 21st of April. And then another home run in May. And then the Zunino home run on that West Coast trip. So he keeps the ball in the ballpark, throws strikes. And this year, last year, the lefties hit over 300. This year, back to where it was 2 years ago, where they're in the low 2s.
Well, all 3 home runs that he's allowed, Jim, all 3 are solos.
Yep.
And one of the 3 solos was hit by the man at the plate. Ronnie Chisenhall took him deep in Baltimore on May 22nd.
And Chisenhall was hitting everything. He was hitting almost 360 at that time.
The days ahead 0-2. Popped him up. Scope is calling. Pearce is calling. Scope says, I got it, and he does.
Yeah, he takes charge, and who wants to get in his way?
Well, let's see. Davis coming the other way. Davis might be able to take it.
Well, yeah. With Pearce, you look at Steve Pearce and you say, well, he's a big, strong guy. Now, he is strong, but he's really not that tall. Now, Chris Davis and Jonathan Scope a little different. Boy, we have learned a lot about.
Did Pierce just say, "Hey, that was my ball"?
No. Just in case you want me to catch it, I'll be glad to. We have learned a lot about Steve Pierce, haven't you?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Oh, no, I mean in the sense, very quiet.
Here's Zach Walters. Well, that home run that he hits is huge. It gives the Orioles a little wiggle room here. His first RBI in 64 at-bats. His first home run since July 10th. So he's snapping out of a couple of long droughts.
And he's playing because of the next 2 days. And in fact, the numbers. Just think about it. A relief pitcher struggles, especially a closer. What does a manager do? Gets him back in as soon as he can. Because why? He has faith in him. Steve Pierce is in the lineup because Buck didn't forget what he did. And it really started back in when Chris Davis went down with the oblique pull down in Tampa. He had a big 3-game series, played well at first. He played the outfield, he runs well.
Yeah, Buck said before the game he wanted to get him in there to make sure that he stayed sharp. Well, he stayed sharp today. Same with Delman Young. Delman has a base hit. Of course, you know, the Orioles have the regulars who play every day, but Buck does a real good job moving guys in and out to keep them part of it. And he strikes out Zach Walters, so a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Indians. Our Honda do-ups as we go to the 8th. Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, and Chris Davis. Bench, of course, yesterday, Ubaldo Jimenez went just 4 1/3, and Buck was asked after the game about, well, what is the future of Ubaldo, are worth repeating. Buck says, we are always going to look to put our best foot out here. We know that Miguel Gonzalez has a chance to come back Tuesday. We'll see. We'll take a look, take a step back. Dave Wallace and I will see what direction we want to go. Now, today, Buck was asked again about Ubaldo, and he said he wouldn't commit to another start. Doesn't mean he isn't going to start. He just wouldn't commit either way. And he said Miguel Gonzalez is going to pitch a simulated game tomorrow. Bowie has a day off. He'll pitch at Bowie and then could be back with the Orioles for the weekend series at Wrigley. So there's a lot of, as he likes to say, moving parts going around. But the next start for Ubaldo is not set in stone.
Right, and what did Ubaldo said, listen, I can't control anything other than the fact that I'm going to get ready for my next start. If I get it, I get it. Now, obviously, they want him to pitch well. We all do. But he is leading the American League in most walks given up, even though he has less starts than some of the pitchers because of the DL. So, you know, he struggled with his control and his command. He threw a couple of home runs. I'm sure he's frustrated. But the Orioles, you are in a pennant race. This is in a little league where everybody has to play a certain amount of innings a game. And the great luxury for the Orioles is they do have 6 starters to choose from. That's nice to have. And it's not only that, remember in the years past when they had losing records? You'd be going to the minor leagues. You're trying to find starters that didn't have experience at the major league level. They have guys that can win up here. So they're going to go with the guy they think they can help them win that day. Hopefully, down the road, maybe it'll be him.
Delvin Young goes down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, well, good slider there. Got hurt on the fastball. And he's got a very deceptive windup and a good arm. So there's the veering slider. Pierce hit the fastball, and that slider starts probably off the plate. And if you're sitting at home and you're going, gee, how do you chase a pitch like that? The good slider, you don't see the spin. You think it's a fastball. You go to cover the outside corner, it slides away from the bat head, right-hander to right-hander.
J.J. Hardy takes a strike. J.J. got the game tied with the 2-run rally in the 6th. He drove in the 1st run with a 2-out RBI single to right field. And he's got another base hit. So J.J. a 2-for-2 day, got a hanger.
Well, this team hits home runs, more home runs than anybody in baseball, but today it's all about going the other way, getting the big hits. And Chris Davis has got a couple of hits. He hit a double over the head of the left field, then he hit one down the line. Pierce pulled the ball, but he also doubled. Hardy got the base hit to right field. I mean, this has been just maybe subjugating that home run ego and saying, you know what, we're going to have some quality at bats. They've gotten more pitches to hit, and that's why they're ahead 3-1.
So with Davis coming up, Francona goes to the bullpen again. Lee will leave, and Kyle Crockett will come on for Cleveland. The Birds have broken through with 9 base hits, and they have a 3-1 lead. Steve Pearce a multi-hit game. First RBI in 64 at-bats. First home run since July the 10th. Adam Jones has a single and a run scored. Delman Young a single. Hardy's got a multi-hit game, drove in a run. And Chris Davis not only 2 hits but 2 doubles and an RBI in Scope in the number 9 spot. So only Markakis, Cruz, and Hundley hitless, and Hundley was robbed.
So Kyle Crockett, 22 years old. I mean, they drafted him 2013 out of University of Virginia, 4th round draft choice. And, I mean, last year he hardly pitched at all. One of 21 games, 24 and 2/3 innings. So he will come in, and in the minor league level, I mean, he's been outstanding. Pitching down at Double-A, a little bit at the Triple-A Columbus. Dominated left-handers, 2 for 17 at Double-A, and that's pretty much what he'll do here, trying to match up to Chris Davis. And as we mentioned, Chris with a double off the wall and a double down into the corner, both to left field today.
And Chris looks over a strike.
Yeah, just another kind of almost sidearm and lefty that you have to contend with.
And last year was his first year as a pro. Here he is in the big leagues already.
11th best prospect, at least ranked by Baseball America in the Indians organization.
There's Josh Tomlin, one of the 8 relievers.
Yeah, spot starter on occasion.
Only 42 games in the minor leagues for Crockett. Total of 49 innings in minor league baseball.
Well, they didn't start him last year, so you can see that he might be one of those left-handed specialists. You know, deceptive arm angle, not a hard throw, 91. But will turn 22 in December, or actually 23, maybe 23 in December.
University of Virginia's been turning out some pitchers.
And if he's done his homework, you can get Chris Davis out with sliders, but you hang him, as did Capuano and Charlie Furberich up in Seattle. They can go a long way.
Jim Miller getting loose for the 8th, bottom of the 8th. How old did you say he is?
He will be 23 on December 15th.
Right. Davis was heading to first base, and he's rung up and does not like it.
Well, take a look, and I mean, it's somewhere around the outside corner, and really kind of backhanded. Look at the way Gomes catches it. It wasn't really presented well. Ed Hickox didn't care.
So 2 down with Hardy at first, and that brings up Nick Hundley. Swing and a miss. The Orioles have a couple of pitchers from Virginia in their system. Tyler Wilson is pitching real well. He's at AAA Norfolk. And Brandon Klein, who is at Frederick.
Well, didn't Virginia go all the way? Did they win the NCAA this year? Weren't they in the finals? I should know that, I suppose. Yeah. I thought they played. Where did Ryan Flaherty go?
Vanderbilt.
I thought Vanderbilt may have beaten University of Virginia in the finals.
Yeah, Vanderbilt won. And the 0-2 check swinging a breaking ball, and he's down on strikes.
Yeah, either that or a little changeup gets him out of the inning.
So 3 Ks in the inning around a base hit. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles with a 3-1 lead. Out of the game. Chris Davis moves from third base to first base, and Ryan Flaherty comes into the game. He's at third base. And here's a new pitcher, Andrew Miller, Jim, to pitch the 8th.
Yeah, he has pitched really well for the Orioles, getting in third on Friday night with a strikeout. Hard thrower, a fastball slider guy, 6'7", great angle. If you're left-handed, looks like he's throwing from second base. one of the leaders, when you look at the notes, one of the leaders since 2012 in stranding runners, and one of the big acquisitions the Orioles made before the trade deadline, because you can get righties and lefties out. And they will send up a pinch hitter, the hero, the walk-off. At the time they had walk-off by home runs. Mike Aviles hit a home run curveball off of Brian Madison the 11th inning the other night for his 4th home run of the year. Very timely.
243 batter on the year. This is his 7th pinch hitting appearance, or 8th, excuse me. He's 0 for 7. Ball 1 outside for Miller. Miller worked in the game here Friday, an inning and a third scoreless. Here's a strike. 6 1/3 so far for the Orioles, just 1 run allowed.
It's amazing how far Andrew Miller, former #1 draft choice by the Tigers, and always had that capability to throw close to 100, but release point was sometimes hard to find, and through hard work has been able to repeat his windup. I mean, I'll compare him to Randy Johnson because they're both tall, but he has that kind of stuff.
Just did get a piece.
Yeah, well, that slider went straight down, and again, if you get on top of it, and we talk about tilt, staying on top of your pitches, the ball is just going down. The right-handed hitter, the great sliders, Guidry, Lolich, Sparky Lyle, Carlton. The guys in my area, they think that slider's going to hit your back foot.
And he got him.
And a little
96.
Extra. Yeah.
So O'Day pitched a scoreless 7th, 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, zoom ball. We call a zoom ball as it moves all over the place. And if you're a hitter, you have no idea where it's going to end up.
8 in a row have been retired by the combo of Gausman, O'Day, and Miller. The last batter to reach is the man who's at the plate, Michael Bourne, who drew a 1-out walk to put 2 on with none out. With 2 on with 1 out in the 5th. He is 0 for 1. He's got 2 walks and he has stolen a base. Home run by Pierce changes everything. Terry Francona now can't play for a run to tie. He's got to play for a big inning.
Yeah, it starts with them getting somebody on so they can get the tie and run to the plate. But the back end of this bullpen, pretty good. You'd like to get 3 outs here and add more runs. I mean, if you look at Zach Britton's last 2 outings, a little shaky. Certainly got the job done, but you want to give him as much cushion as you can.
Ryan Rayburn's on deck to pinch hit for the shortstop Ramirez. Upstairs doesn't chase. Andrew Miller settling in nicely. Foul, got a piece of Hundley.
Yeah, Bourne able to again make a little bit of contact. Yeah, Andrew Miller was on the Red Sox last year when they won the World Championship, but he had the ankle injury, so he missed the postseason. Certainly pitched well enough to help him get to the 97 wins, which won the American League East.
Two and 2 on Bourne, 1 out, nobody on. Struck him out, breaking ball. He had no chance. You're looking for the mid-90s, and then he bends that thing in there. 2 men down.
Yeah, you're hitting off the fastball, but deception. He really does. So look how, I mean, you don't see the ball coming out. He hides it so well with his front shoulder. And again, if you're left-handed, it feels like you're stepping right at you. And that would be the illusion the hitter has.
Here is Rayburn pinch hitting, which leaves 1 man on the bench for Cleveland. Line foul the other way. The move to get today's starter Danny Salazar up from AAA. Tyler Holt has been sent back to the minors. He started the game on Friday night in right field and had a bit of a tough time out there.
Well, that's because he's a center fielder and left fielder. He's coming into the game. He was 4 for 9. Limited at bats.
The Indians going with a 3-man bench to keep that 8-man bullpen.
Well, how refreshing it is it to trade for a guy like Andrew Miller, who is a strike throwing machine, but fantastic stuff. And both of them throw it by you, and then he can trick you with a slider.
Just a little bit low. Be great to re-sign him. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year.
Well, every time I see him, I remember when Curtis Goodwin came to the Orioles, and I think in his first 8 games he had 2 hits or more. And then they played him against the Sunday night game. He played against Randy Johnson, and he went, I think, 3 strikeouts, ground ball to second. And one of the writers said, "Why didn't you bunt against him?" He said, "I hear the big guy doesn't like that." Great lines. Randy Johnson, who's going to get in the Hall of Fame next year, didn't like guys bunting on him, nor did Nolan Ryan.
How about you?
Good field. You're welcome then.
Now from 0-2 to 3-2 on Rayburn.
They're trying to get him to chase. Book on him. He's a better fastball hitter, even though he did swing through the fastball.
A 3-2 pitch coming here to Rayburn. And he got him. Rayburn looked like he didn't know what to look for, and he just stood there and watched it go by. Miller strikes out the side. We head to the ninth. Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at ococean.com. Lovely day in Cleveland. Mike Aviles, who pinch hit, stays in the game at shortstop. Ramirez is out of the game. Ryan Rayburn, who pinch hit, stays in the game in right field, which leaves only the backup catcher Roberto Perez, a right-handed batter, on the bench. The Indians will have 3, 4, and 5 up in the bottom of the ninth. Orioles look for some insurance. Here's Scope. Crockett stays in.
Well, you see him for an inning. You know he's not overpowering, but he throws a lot of strikes and change-up, slider, and fastball somewhere around 91 miles per hour. Another kid that looks like he's got a pretty good deceptive lineup. He's not as tall as Andrew Miller. right out of college.
Yeah, he is young looking. Good breaking ball.
Yeah, changeup, I think. And again, he sells it. A lot of arm action, and some people the circle change. Other, get it back in your hands so you don't use your wrist as much. Try to create the same arm speed. And
Scope to center field, chasing Bourne. Back he goes, back it goes, and that ball is gone into the shrubbery. A big add-on run as Scope hits it out, his 12th of the year. And it's a 4-1 Orioles lead.
Well, loves to do it on the road. So 10 of those now when he's got the Grays on. Well, there's your home run after being out homered in the first 2 games, 4-0. Orioles get back on track. This ball just doesn't come down.
That's a lot of power to hit it out there.
See, pretty much belt high.
And our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, Jerry Nickel of Crofton, gets another $500.
I don't think anybody accused Jonathan Scope after they watched him get a little bit stronger and get on a workout regimen in spring training than not having power.
Nick slices it the other way. That's trouble. That is a fair ball. And it's a base hit. And Nick's going to head to second base with a double and extends his hitting streak to 9 in a row with a 9th inning double. So Nick 1 for 4 in the game and 14 for 36 during his streak.
And here comes Terry Francona again.
The Orioles had 4 hits last night. They've had 8 hits since the 6th inning just in this game. So Crockett's going to leave. Josh Tomlin's going to come on with 1 on and none down, a run in for the O's in the 9th.
He spent this year. You see a lot of fastballs, a big curveball, changeup. Another one of the survivors of Tommy John surgery. Started in 2011. He's had some outstanding years for him, 12-7, and then the next year with elbow problems, eventually would have surgery the end of 2012. So this year it's pretty much about trying to get arm strength back. And he's been a starter and now in the bullpen, as you mentioned, Joe.
Well, it's good to see the Orioles bats come alive a bit here, Jim. If you go back to the extra inning game the other night, the Orioles did not get a hit in the final 3 innings in that game, a game they lost. Then last night, 4 hits over 9 innings. And in this game, over the first 5 innings, they had just 3 hits. So that's a total of just 7 hits over a 17 inning span. And since the 6th inning in this game, they have 8 base hits.
Well, the other thing about it, when you look at going back to the All-Star break, when you had the stretch of 29, it's going to turn out to be 28 because of a rain delay against all these teams playing 500 or better, Indians included, is that you've gotten pretty good starting pitching. Chen pitched as well as Kluber did on Friday night, so you had a chance to win. Lost in 11, but it was 2-1. If you just go back and look, yeah, they had about 4 or 5 games where they got 10, 11, 8, 9 runs. The rest of them have been really close games. So the Orioles are used to playing the kind of game they had today, where they trailed 1-0. Gausman got out of 3 times. He got out of trouble to allow them to be only 1 run down going into the 6th inning. And then Salazar, the double by Pierce, he hit the batter at the next batter, and all of a sudden the Orioles, it looked like Atchison might get out of trouble, but they had 2 quality at bats. They take the lead and they've added runs. And this is what's happened when, as far as I'm concerned, the club has really identified themselves as being a good ball club. And it's happened the second, really, well, it's not the second half, but since the All-Star break. They've just turned it up in all facets of the game.
Well, they've been remarkably consistent since June 3rd. They've got 41-25 since June 3rd. Mark Chepsinski is in the bullpen. There's only, well, there's 3 relievers left out there.
But it just seems like, again, over this stretch of time, they put it all together. Pitching has gotten a lot better, starters and the pen. Ever since April, there's a good slider from Tomlin. Home runs have been up since May. April was not a 500 month, as was May.
Well, June the 3rd, they went into that game that night in Texas 1 game above 500, and today they're 17 above and trying to go 18 above. So that's really that series, that 3-game series in Texas, is where it began to turn for the Orioles. And a swing and a miss by Pierce as Tomlin gets the out, so 1 away.
Well, you could see that Josh Tomlin, when he gets healthy, I mean, he can pitch. I was always impressed. He had the big slow curveball. He can make pitches. He had a changeup. Never an overpowering type of guy, but a pitcher. But when you hurt your elbow and your stuff is where you have to pitch and you can't get behind people, you could just see the spiral down after having that 12-7 year when the elbow problem started.
Here's Adam Jones, who singled his last at bat. He was hit by a pitch, key at bat in the 6th inning, and he scored the go-ahead run on the Chris Davis RBI double. Markakis out there at second now with 1 down. And he waves at it 0-1. They appeal, and yep, he did go.
Yeah, it must be a little cut fastball, and there's the Oriole closer, and he's a good one.
Zach Reddy's now just standing there watching. Another swing and a miss at a pitch that broke outside.
Yeah, the big hook. Tomlin's always had that.
Which broke away from the swing. Well, 2 trends have been met here for the Orioles, Jim. When they score 4 or more runs, they're 52-13. And when they homer, they're 58-25. Check and check. 1-2 on Jones. Bounce towards the hole. Long throw for Aviles, and it's off the bag, and Adam has an infield hit. Aviles knew that was trouble all the way. He just figured, let me poke and hope here. Throw it across.
Well, he's lucky that Nick Markakis on this throw doesn't go to third, because this is exactly what he does. I mean, top spin. He knows who's running. The minute he has to backpedal, I mean, it's just a heave.
So Adam has a 2-hit game. He has 2 out of 4. His 43rd multi-hit game. Markakis leads the club with 46 multi-hit games. Nick at second, Adam at first with 1 down. A run in on the home run by Scope, and here's Cruz. He was 0 for 4 on the day. Rounded out his last at bat. Cued up the first base line. It stays foul. As we get later on in the afternoon here, 4:05. Shadows are beginning to creep in. Those are the light stanchions above the third base side.
Yeah, that's why when you play postseason baseball, I mean, not only here in Cleveland but anywhere, the sun gets a little bit lower. So those stanchions, if you play those twilight games, which happens in the division series, sometimes very difficult. In fact, the Orioles 96 played here under those conditions. Mike Messina struck out maybe 12, 13, 14, something like that. 97. One of those years.
Line drive caught at third base by Chisenhall. Sounded like Cruz broke his bat. And 2 down. And we're going to get another pitching change. With Ryan Flaherty coming up, we're going to get Sepchinski.
You got him. We'll see him.
So Sepchinski coming on, 2 on and 2 out in the ninth.
Up. Lefty's hitting 163. Good looking breaking ball. The Orioles have seen him ever since he was a starter back in 2009 when he was in the Toronto organization. And then last year they traded for him at the deadline, and they would eventually get into the playoffs, winning their last 10 games. 92 wins for the Indians, and he was a big part. Lefty's hit 123 off of Zepsinski. That R is silent. Well, sometimes probably. That would be a tough name to pronounce if you really didn't know. In other words, if it was just somebody you met on the street. Excuse me, what was your last name?
So Markakis at second, Jones at first, and as usual, Adam and Wayne Kirby going at it. Here's Ryan Flaherty for his first at bat. He's at Delman Young's spot. And it's inside 1-0. Ryan 1 for his last 17. That over his last 5 games.
And remember, I mean, if everybody talks about if you're lefty versus lefty early in the count, you want to swing at the slider that starts at you because that's more hittable. And if you can, recognize it and let the one that starts in the middle of the plate go.
Slow roller towards first. Zepchinski picks it up, flips and gets it there just in time. Little indecision there, almost cost him. So the inning end, Orioles gets a run on a home run by Scope. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Britton on for the save. both of the base hits for Chris Davis the opposite way, and the second opposite field double. Just a bloop down the line drove in the go-ahead run. David Lowe comes on. He is in left field, replacing Steve Pearce.
Yeah, and Zach Britton will come in trying to. You can see his fastball. I mean, it's all about, can I get the ball down? Can I throw ground balls? He has faced. There's been 132 balls put in play, 116 on the ground, 16 balls in the air. So this will be his attempt at save number 26, 25 out of 28. The amazing thing, Jim, and I know with your computer, but if you look, he gives up what? He gets scored on the 20th of up in New York, gives up 4 runs, then goes 10 appearances without giving any runs, gives up 3, the Donaldson home run, then goes 10 more. And then the last 2 starts, he gave up the home run against Peter Borges, kind of in a mop-up game to get his inning in. And then, as I mentioned, the last game against the Yankees, came in with a significant lead, gave up a run, a hit, and a walk.
Well, he'll face Michael Brantley leading off. Carlos Santana and Jason Kipnis follow. And you knew Britton was going to get in this game regardless. Fortunate for the O's, it's a save situation. He has not pitched since Wednesday night.
So, and it's just been a little bit off, and a little bit of an ankle soreness they've been treating and whatever. So, but it doesn't bother them to pitch, but it's there. It might affect the way you do your in-between work as far as running. The interesting thing is, and you hope that's not something that bothers him, is that you do have some other options, even if it's just for the moment. But again, the ability for him is to with his stuff, great sinker. They're looking for free passes, and he doesn't want to do that. So this ball ought to be right for the middle of the plate and hope it ends up somewhere down in the zone, and it did. You just don't. You got to go over what Johnny Betters. He was the only left-hander that I've seen at Tommy John surgery when he pitched with Atlanta that could throw 93, 4-5 and make the ball sink like this.
2-1 on Brantley. And a high chopper to first. Davis will field. He'll go to the bag unassisted. And 1 away in the 9th inning.
So now 117 on the ground, 16 in the air. It's just one of the more amazing things. That's one of those Billy Beane Moneyball numbers where can we get a guy, for him it was Chad Bradford, but didn't throw this hard, that we can count on getting ground balls. And as it turned out, this is Zach Britton. And it was so simple. Tom Cheedy, Dave Wallace, they come on. They don't worry about mechanics. They go to him in spring training. Arm gets well. You need to come up before this 6 weeks is over, getting a feel how to throw your sinker. They put him in the bullpen, and it's been lights out. Isn't that good?
Carlos Santana will bat right-handed. Bounces in there. Santana head-to-head against Zach is 3 for 9.
When you look at those numbers, though, those are past years. If you know what I'm saying. I'm not disputing him. Obviously, he's had some success, but I want to know what he's done lately.
Of course, these two teams, they only see each other for 2 series a year. Zach this year, his first year as a full-time reliever, facing Terry Francona's club. Seattle has a big lead at Detroit, 8-1 in the 9th. Francona has an eye on that game. The wild card, they're very much in it. They know a loss here is damaging, at least for today. Both Seattle and Detroit are ahead of the Indians. So is Toronto and New York.
Well, the White Sox have come back. Game not over. 7th inning in Chicago. 7-5 now over Toronto. The Rays are down to the Yankees. I think he's down 4-3. Well, he walks it. The guy that walks more than anybody in the American League.
Well, he certainly has a good batting eye, and I'm certain he has a reputation as well. If it's a ball he doesn't swing, and I'm sure he gets a lot of calls as a result of that.
Well, the numbers don't really reflect it, other than June and July when he hit over 300 because he had the slow start, April, May. But he's a guy that goes up and looks for his pitches, very aggressive, but on his terms. It's kind of we talked about the money ball, where you go up and pretend it's 2-0. So you look for your pitch until they actually make their pitches. And a lot of pitchers can't do that.
Breaking ball outside. Davis playing behind Santana, but staying close enough, so he's aware of his presence.
Yeah, you can look at, when you look at Zach Britton, and you kind of know something's going on a little bit, as you look at the amount of pitches that he has thrown over his last 2 times, 22, 21. Normal for him. I mean, the numbers are much lower. You go back and you look at inning, 12 pitches, 11 pitches. That's because of the ground balls.
This will be his 11th pitch of this inning. Swings through it. 1-2 to count on Kipnis.
Yeah, there's a slider. And it's a good one.
He's beginning to work that in a bit more to the left-handed batters. Even if it's just 3 more, it's still going.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, that's how good his sinker was. And you have your advanced scouts. It's nice to have the hitters in the back of their mind know that you'll be a little bit more dimensional. And when he was a starter, when he won 11 games for the Orioles, the slider could be very good. Also had a changeup. But hardly ever throws that because you don't need to. Not when your sinker's as good as it's been.
Runner at first, 1 down. Could be 2. Scope to Hardy, back to first. There's a double play, and the Orioles win it. So the Orioles bounce back. They get the finale as the Indians are denied the sweep. And the Orioles now head into Chicago 1-2 on this tough 9-game road trip. So the O's pull it out. 4-1 our final in Cleveland. Well, Jim, just a tremendous job. The bullpen was great. Gausman was great. And the bats awaken enough, and they pull out the win.
Well, as you mentioned, they get 4 hits yesterday. They had only had the 1 run, 8th inning on Friday night. Pitching was terrific for Cleveland. Salazar, the double to Pearson, the 6th with a 1-0 lead. Then he hits Adam Jones. And Atchison looks like he's going to get out of trouble, but a couple of clutch hits to give him a 2-1 lead, and then they had some runs. So Gausman didn't have any hits. He gave up the double and the looping hit to Kipnis. That was the only run. Maybe 2 walks of his 4 walks. Not overpowering. Only 2 strikeouts today, but made a lot of clutch pitches. And then Salazar, you can see why they like him. Pitched very well, but just got out-pitched. So the Orioles, they out-hit, they out-pitch, and of course the defense, they out-defense them. You go back to Delman Young's great play in left field. Would have been another run for the Indians. So just one of those games where everything kind of comes together, and all of a sudden you score runs after only scoring 1 run in the first 20 innings here in Cleveland.
So the Orioles win their 70th game of the year. Here's the updated standings. Now the Blue Jays game and the Yankees game at Tampa not yet final. So at the moment Toronto is 7 back. The Yankees are 7.5. If the Yankees win, they'll remain 7, but if the Blue Jays lose, they'll be 7.5, and they'll fall into 3rd place. So the Orioles doing what you need to do. Every time you win, they can't gain on it.
Especially as you get towards the end of the season. And you know, we talk so much about not having long losing streaks and winning today. You lose 2 in a row, something they hadn't done since late June, but they have no chance to lose 3, which is they hadn't done since May.
Well, let's head downstairs. Steve Pearce is nice enough to join us as the Orioles pull out this win, and a big game for Steve. He got the rally going in the 6th. And Steve, first of all, what does it feel like as a player? It's been a tough series at the plate to see the team collectively break out.
Well, it was what we needed. It was a big game today for the travel trip. We didn't want to get swept, so we came out ready to swing the bats today.
Well, you certainly did. I know it's been a little bit of a struggle. You were so hot, the league adjusts. Did you expect to play today? Did Buck tell you, hey, you're in the lineup? Because the numbers, righties had better numbers against Salazar.
You know what? I really get the heads up rarely, but I show up to the park every day ready to play. So it doesn't really bother me if he doesn't tell me.
Well, the Indians are held to 2 base hits, and the defense in this game really played a large part. You were all over the field defensively, but that's one thing about this team. The defense always keeps it in the game.
Yeah, we got a good defense, especially when the pitcher's throwing strikes. Goss pitched a great game today. And when pitches like that, you want to play good defense, and we did that today, and Goss did a great job, and the back end of that bullpen did a great job, and it's definitely when we can give the ball to those guys at the end of the game, it's better for our ball club.
Well, you had a couple of clutch hits. You get the double to kind of get them started in the 6th inning. But just your observations, you didn't get to play the first 2 games, but watching the quality of pitching, Cleveland, everybody says, well, the Orioles aren't hitting. Doesn't good pitching like the Indians threw out there have something to do with it?
Yeah, they have a great pitching ball club. And, sometimes you just got to find ways to grind, through the tough pitchers. And, they did great the first 2 nights. And we found a way to win it today, and that the guy who started today pitched well, and we just we grinded through it. Started off slow, but we got hot, and I found a way to pull the ball game out.
Now, Steve, we look at the standings every day. I know the fans do. Everybody's excited. What about the players? I mean, I know you're in first place, but do you pay close attention to what the other teams are doing?
Of course we do. We're not ignorant. We want to see where we stand, and we pay attention to what's going on, and. But we can control only what we control. We want to go out there and play hard and win ball games, and the rest take care of itself.
Well, you controlled it today. Good luck. I know you got a couple of left-handers coming up. Good luck in Chicago.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
That's Steve Pierce. Nice enough to join us downstairs. He had a big game today, as did the O's, and the Orioles win it. We hope you can join us tomorrow as the Birds continue their 9-game road trip, 3 against the White Sox. Bud Norris will be on the mound tomorrow night against the ace of Chicago, Chris Sale. Our coverage on Masson 2 will begin at 7:30 with O's Extra presented by Dodge, and then game coverage at 8 o'clock. And now for Jim Palmer and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Progressive Field, where the Orioles salvaged the final game of the series, beating the Indians by the final of 4-1. Today's telecast, a Masson presentation, Tom and Rick. O's Extra presented by PNC comes your way right now.